number 13, Michelle Onapowa. Number 14, Devon Jones.
The game has started.
Number 55, Brock Tremble. Number 88, Logan Moore. Number 65, Jackson Poet. Player number 66, Odell Hanna. Number 60, Toby Kanakura. Number 70, Logan Stewart. Number 7, Carson Worstad. Number 88, Santiago Katumber. Number 81, Isaac Hewitt. Number 82, Aventura Flores. Number 34 today, Hunter Kirsty. And at number 92, Everett Neal, your team Manitoba. Number 7, TJ Number 8, Number 16, Simon Princess. Number 17, Andre Paco. Wearing number 18, Nolan Reed. Number 19, Austin Ward. Number 20, Erica Gibson. Number 21, Daniel Lowe. Number 22, number 24, Kenneth Hanna. Number 24, Peter Buckat. Number 40, Rosan Dosanze. Number 44, Madden Woods. Starting number 52, Mauricio Reyes. Number 55, Jordan Singh. Number 56, Luke Muniz. Number 57 today, Andre Mackey. And starting number 62, Peter Raines. Number 65, Alessandro Luongo. Number 66, Garrett Monroe. Number 70, Owen Cormack. And number 71, Javier Bahai. Number 71, Xavier Bahai. Number 75, Cesar Cole. Number 77, Marshall Johnson. Wearing number 90 for BC, Atlas Ryder. Number 95, Paul Wallace. Number 98, Ben Scott Curry. And number 99, Nathan Nuegan. Let's go. Your team, British Columbia. Is being held on ancestral land on 51 the tree, Fuji tree, the total people, and the Métis Nation. We are grateful for the opportunity. Let's keep care of this land since time immemorial. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able. Remove your headgear for our national anthem.
Well, good morning, football fans from across the country, and thank you for joining us live on Football Canada's YouTube channel for the first of two games to cap off the U16 Western Challenge. This morning's game is for bronze between the host Team Manitoba and visiting Team BC. Mike Still, pleased to be joined on the call by 2014 Hardy Cup champion Tyler Fabry. And Tyler, this is a rematch of last year's bronze medal game in which BC won 23-8. It's going to be a thriller again today.
Absolutely, Mike. Obviously, the chips not falling where either of these teams wanted to on Wednesday night, losing respectively in both of their football games to Saskatchewan and Alberta, who we will see later this afternoon playing for the gold. Looking to see both teams get on the board, right? Both teams were shut out in that game on Wednesday, so we'd like to see some offensive production out of BC and out of Manitoba, respectively, right?
Absolutely, Tyler. And let's break down a few players to watch. Let's start with Manitoba. And one of the storylines is going to be the quarterback position. Of course, Blake Dagg, do-it-all playmaker, didn't lose a game in his minor football career at St. James, moved on to Oak Park. He went down to an injury, and I believe that the starting quarterback today will be Owen Goodmanson out of Miles Mac. What does he need to do to help his team be successful? We were talking to Riley Noyox, one of the coaches for Manitoba, veteran quarterback in this province and quarterback's coach, about keys to success there.
Yeah, Gudmundson's just got to, from what Coach Riley was letting us know there before the game, Gudmundson's just got to make sure he stays with his fundamentals, takes his drop, gets his feet set, squares up his hips, gets everything going from the ground up with that quarterback position, right? Trusts his eyes, let that ball go when he sees what he needs to see from the defense with that coverage look. Obviously, BC is going to run some exotic looks. They did it on Wednesday. We'll see kind of what those adjustments are from the Manitoba offensive coaching staff and from the young pivot out of Miles Mac.
And for Team BC, they're rolling with two quarterbacks as well. We saw Reed Dixon as well as Ken Marasigan both get reps. But, Tyler, I'm looking at the big receiver, 6'1", 196, Jeremiah Asuncion on a Holy Cross secondary in the North Surrey minor football program. He was targeted often in the game against Saskatchewan and had some great opportunities to use that size, use that length, and I'm sure BC's going to try and get to him early.
Absolutely, Mike. Definitely just some timing issues in that game on Wednesday against Alberta. Some miscommunication between him and the starting quarterback at the time. If they can clean that up, on Wednesday, BC puts up 21, maybe 28 points on a few missed balls. We'll see if that's been cleaned up over the last couple days at practice. Absolutely.
Manitoba's got a thunder and lightning backfield as well, and we're sure to see both of those players get reps as well. Michel Onofora, one of those game breakers at the running back position for Team Manitoba. And Malik Willie, we're also going to see him carry the rock. He was on the U16 roster last year. So was Shea Kiasi,
Yes.
a veteran, and he was also targeted pretty early. He's got great speed. They look to him on those screen passes. Shea Kiasi as well as AJ Bangura. Those are the two returners for Manitoba. You see them back there now. Speed threats, versatile athletes, and those two playmakers are going to be incredibly important for Manitoba. When Team Toba had success, it was when they were getting the ball in the hands of both of those dynamic threats. So keep an eye on both of them throughout this contest.
Absolutely. Two absolute game breakers with game-breaking speed set to return this opening kickoff as we're about ready to get underway. Playing for bronze, BC, Manitoba. Let's dance.
Doesn't get any better than this, Tyler. What a pleasure to be here. Thanks again, everybody who's watching online on Football Canada's YouTube channel. That boot is up and off from Andre Sato, and we are off here in the bronze medal game. It's AJ Bangura from the shadows of his end zone, makes one man miss, taken down just past the 15-yard line. Great kick cover downfield from Team BC, and Manitoba will start outside of their 20-yard line.
So obviously, Mike, wind might be a smidge of a factor here this afternoon as we saw that kick just sail through the air here in southern Winnipeg, falling just short of the end zone, about the goal line. Good job there by Bangura, getting what he could. Manitoba's still going to be pinned back just inside their 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
First chance to take a look at Owen Goodmanson, the 5'8 pivot on a Miles Mack. Single back is Willie. Willie's going to get the carry. Hard yards, churning those feet forward. He's going to gain a couple. Stood up by multiple BC defenders afterwards, including the kicker, Andre Sato.
Yeah, good safe kind of play call there for the first snap of the football game from Team Manitoba. Get the big back going north and south. He's going to get about 3 or 4 yards there on first down, so pretty good production. Manitoba's going to have to look to stay ahead of the chains, especially on first down and possession and 10s here as we continue on this afternoon.
Single back again, Willie. Goodmanson's going to go to the air. He's got a man. Complete with yards to go. Is anyone going to get there? It doesn't look like it. To the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Everett Houlihan, and Manitoba is on the board.
Oh my goodness, Mike, what an absolute dot from Goodmanson to the streaking Houlihan on the deep corner route. Man coverage across the board from Team BC, and Manitoba takes advantage with an absolutely perfect throw out of the young pivot out of Miles Mack, and the speedster from Oak Park does it all on his own from there. 6 points, first possession, Manitoba. What a start.
We saw a great look at the arm of Goodmanson there. We'll get an awesome check at the replay as well. Time to throw, you mentioned that drop back important. 3-step drop over the shoulder in stride to Houlihan, who uses his speed to break away and do the rest. The 5'10", 160-pounder, one of 8 Oak Park Raiders on this U16 roster, the most of any program in the province. And Houlihan had a few receptions against Team Sask as well. Tyler, you know a little bit about the Oak Park Raiders. You're a coach on that varsity staff. Just talk about some of these up-and-coming players and how important that program has been. Chris Olsen's done a great job, obviously taking over from the late Stu Nixon.
Yes.
But that extends into the JV program as well. A really great coaching staff and a great area of the city in Charleswood, bringing the community together.
Yeah, arguably one of the better coaching staffs in the entirety of the WHSFL, and the varsity and the junior varsity staffs. We work very, very closely together. As the offensive line coach at the varsity team, I'm getting a good look at a couple big bodies that are going to be coming up to play under me next season. But yeah, you get guys like Blake Dagg, you get guys like Houlihan, you get guys like AJ Bangura. This roster has a lot of Oak Park football players on it, and it is slowly but surely continuing to kind of be that factory here in Winnipeg, as guys like Dembski and Brady Oliveira coming through that program, and guys like Andrew Harris. As we get a short kick out here right away, and it's gonna be, I believe BC fell on that one. Hudson Barabo back in his bag of tricks here as we see the onside kick. But yes, that will be recovered by BC. So great job there by the up back for BC to maintain possession here, coming out for their first possession of the game.
Arian Takar got on it. That was a good kick. It bounced off of number 44, Madden Wood. That is a heck of a football name, Madden Wood. BC able to get on it. You mentioned it. Hudson Barabo went to the onside kick as well against Sask. It was successful. Went for that same look again, but BC gets on it at their own 50. Whistles blow as this play unable to get off. That one's going to go backwards, as I am almost positive that penalty is on Team BC.
Yeah, in the legal procedure realm here, we'll see what the officials decide to call, as indeed it will be the procedure on Team BC. So that'll back them up 5 yards, kill a little bit of that quick momentum that they had after recovering that onside kick. We'll see what the play call is here, coming out on 1st and 15.
A lot of these Team BC players moving up to play JV football going into the fall. There's over 40 junior varsity programs in the province of BC.
That is impressive.
Absolutely incredible.
That is impressive.
How many athletes are being given the opportunity to play, grow the game? 1st and 15, handoff, right up the middle, churning forward for about 3-0 more. That's Ukshawn Gill on the carry. Listed on our roster as a linebacker at 5'10", 195 on a South Delta.
Yeah, good job. Just a little bit of a split zone look, bringing the extra blocker in for the lead block there on the zone to the weak side of the field. Good job there by the big boys up front. Only going to be about 4 yards, as Mike mentioned. So we're going to get a couple quick whistles. There's a equipment issue, as you cannot have your back plate showing. The head official is letting that young man know he's got to cover it up. But it'll be 2nd and 11 here, scrimmaging for Team BC just outside of their 50-yard line.
Trips to the strong side. Reed Dixon back to pass. Now he's got a bit of pressure. Rolls to his right. Nice throw on the run. That one is complete, but it's going to be well short of a first down. Reception was made by Ty McGregor, 6'1", 175, another South Delta playmaker. As these BC Recs, they've got great size, strength. Manitoba, though, they've got a lot of speed, great coverage in that secondary, and a good job in terms of that play calling as well. Setting it up in a coverage look where DBs knew where the first down marker was, gave BC what they needed there, well short of a first, Tyler.
Yeah, great job there by Riley Francie and the rest of the defensive coaching staff for Team Manitoba there to set it up, convert, and get the ball back into Gudmundson's hands on the 2-and-out here.
Nice kick, booming kick, sending Shea Kiasi all the way back down to his own 15-yard line. He's going to try and find the edge. He breaks away from one man down the sideline, up close to the 35-yard line. That was a sensational kick by the aforementioned Ty McGregor, but the playmaker Shea Kiasi knows what to do with the ball in his hands. Get a great shot at it here. One cut, breaks to the sideline. Tyler using that speed.
Yeah, absolutely. This man is here to play this afternoon. The BC coaching staff thought that Kiasi's knee was on the ground when he returned that kick. Obviously not noticed by the officials. It looked like his knee was up there on the replay. Great job of getting north-south, setting his team up with good field position here on 1st and 10.
This one fielded at the 32. It's Willie taking the carry. Pushing forward. Hard yards. Gain of about 2 there. That BC front steps up. Mauricio Reyes, one of the defenders in to make the tackle. He had a strong showing against Alberta.
Yeah, just another split zone look here out of Team Manitoba. Good job there by the big boys to get a couple bodies moving. Gonna need a bit more production here on first down. We'll see what the play call is on 2nd and long once again. Last time it worked out pretty well for Team Manitoba.
Trips to the strong side. Pistol with Willie in the backfield. Gudmundson calling the shots. Looking for a man. That one just a little high. He was looking for Houlihan, who had the touchdown on the first drive. But BC, multiple players in the area, and that's going to be a punting situation.
Pressure look from Team BC from the short side of the field. You get a good look at here on the replay as you see number 21 coming on the blitz. Maybe got into the head of Gudmundson there as he was not able to connect with an open receiver sitting in that zone defense of Team BC. Going to be a 2-and-out here for Team Manitoba. Punting situation on deck.
Got a Great look at Hunter Tursky, 6'5", 218, Dakota defensive lineman. Set to punt this one away. Pressure there from Team BC. It was Reyes who was trying to make his way over to block that one. Or actually, I think that was Andrew Mackey in the area, and that's going to result in a bit of a squib there.
I think Manitoba was one short on that punt cover, if my math was correct. I could be wrong. But, yeah, definitely a pressure look there from Team BC. Look for some exotic stuff here, some fakes, some punt block attempts, some trick plays. Both of these teams looking to make something happen and get some momentum. We'll see what BC has in store on their second possession starting inside of Manitoba territory.
H-back. TJ Hudon now motions to the strong side. It's going to be a carry up the middle, spin move, still churning forward near the first down marker, Ukshawn Gill.
Great job there by Gill to just be patient, get north and south, put his foot in the ground, hit the spin, does enough to get about 8 on that just basic inside zone play with the H-back on the field, as you mentioned there, Mike. We'll see what the play call is here on second and short. I imagine they're in 3-down territory here.
Gill is the single back. Reed Dixon at pivot. That one complete. First down. Reception made past the chains by number 18. That's Nolan James. Another big body receiver at 6'2", 170 on an Okanagan mission. Or excuse me, yep, Nolan James. This is a huge receiving core, Tyler.
Absolutely.
The average height of this group is about 6'1". As they've got trips now to the strong side. It's Jeremiah Asuncion out wide. We'll see if they go to him. Nope, they're going to go fly sweep. Breaking away from the first defender. Finding the edge. What a block, but it's going to come back. Illegal block is going to be called on the play. That one was Simon Klukas on the carry. However, there's going to be an illegal block called, I believe, on Owen McDougall on that run.
Yeah, it's going to be on the, I believe you're correct there with that one, Mike. Good play calling here from Team BC. Got a good rhythm going here on offense, something that they did not have on Wednesday afternoon, as that second down conversion we just saw the play prior. Good timing, got the ball into the hands of his receiver. Go to the fly motion. We'll get probably a good look at the clip here. Maybe not there on the replay. You do see the flag come in. So, yes, there indeed was a clip on that play. So it's going to be 10 yards back here for Team BC. And I believe there is an injury. No, we're just debating it's a hold.
We're getting another look at the replay. Yeah, I think it's... It's on the very edge of the screen. I think there might have actually been...
There's a hold and a clip. It's irrelevant. They're both 10 yards. It's okay. Manitoba's going to take one of them. It's going to be first down and 20 here for Team BC. They took a lot of penalties on Wednesday, Mike. I'm sure that was an absolute coaching point from this Team BC staff over the last couple days here in the dorms and on the practice field to settle things down, play smart football, cannot afford the self-inflicted wounds. But as I speak to that, Manitoba did the same thing a couple different times against Saskatchewan on Wednesday night as well. So both these teams are going to look to clean up those penalty flags, right? Dixon's doing a good job on this possession. We'll see if BC can convert this 1st and 20 and keep this momentum going on this drive.
Penalties certainly a problem, as you mentioned, Tyler, for both sides in their first round game. We did get the hold. It was right on the corner of your screen.
Yeah.
I don't think we got a great look at it, but again, there was probably also a second.
Yeah, there's definitely a clip in there as well, but it's irrelevant.
As well.
You can only take one of them, so here's another replay. We'll get a good look at it for the viewers at home.
It's right on the edge of your screen there on the double team
receiver,
and then as well on the far near side of your screen. Yes, discipline, Tyler, certainly a point of focus for both sides. Manitoba was moving the ball on a few different possessions against Saskatchewan, and 2 tough penalties specifically cost them on those drives.
Yes.
And BC, on their first drive against Alberta, took a couple tough penalties. One drive, they took 30 yards worth of penalties on one play. So certainly discipline, a talking point, because these are 2 great rosters full of incredible athletes, and there's no questions being asked there. We've already seen that. And you've got an injured player all the way down on the far end of the field where the fans are, who's now being helped off.
The player was on the other side of the field, so that's... Yeah, definitely didn't even see what happened there. Not quite sure who it is being attended to at the moment.
That might be the big man. Might be Tursky. I'm not too sure. Could because I'm looking out on the field and I don't see.
Oh, yeah, it's 81.
Oh, it's 81. Okay, yep. So that's Isaac Duick, 6-foot DB on Oak Park.
Looks to be in some discomfort for sure. Going to get a couple of teammates to help him come back across the field here. Hopefully Mr. Duick will be okay as he'll get tended to from the fantastic athletic therapy staff for Team Manitoba. But yeah, that's going to be a bit of a change to the short side coverage unit for Team Manitoba.
Yeah, that's Erica Nickel, athletic therapist with the helmet walking across the field.
The boys
always appreciate the ATs out there. Yeah, that took place away from the play, so didn't exactly see or get a great look at what happened.
Well, nonetheless, Mr. Duick is going to be tended to. We will get back to 1st and 20 as soon as Isaac is helped off of the field here. We'll see what the play call is. Coming out of a bit of an extended break after the injury timeout here for Manitoba. BC's ready to scrimmage. This one's about to be whistled in. Let's go out and play some football.
Back to action. Single back is Gil Dixon calling the shots. He's going to roll to his right. Looking for a man downfield. Still looking for someone. He's going to throw it up there. Nearly intercepted by Manitoba. Downfield coverage from Devon Jones, 6', 170 DB out of Oak Park.
The defensive player of the game for Team Manitoba on Wednesday night, Devon Jones, showing why he was given that award, doing a good job falling off of his receiver as Dixon decides to take the deep ball. He is absolutely smothered by a couple different Manitoba defenders. Devon Jones does a good job getting his hands on that football. Probably wants that one back as the free safety had a chance to pick that one off. Nonetheless, 2nd and 20 here for Team BC.
Manitoba with 2 high here on the 2nd and long. A passing situation complete. Short of the first down.
That's a great timing route, and as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast, BC was missing those timing routes on Wednesday, so the fact that they've cleaned those up here early in this football game on this morning here in Winnipeg is a good job, good testament to that coaching staff and these young athletes to be able to make that adjustment, as there is going to be a decision here for Team BC. They originally had sent out the specialist, pulled them back right away. Head coach is going to take a timeout here, talk about it. I would like to see them go for this here, Mike. We'll see what the decision here is from head coach Jay Daniels and his staff. But they got some momentum here on this drive. We'll see what happens coming out of this timeout.
I agree with you, Tyler. Given the field position, I think it's worthwhile to take a shot on this particular play.
As the entire Team BC staff is on the field talking to the offense in this timeout. I don't know. Did you do something tricky here? Do you go with like a reverse or some sort of double pass or hook and ladder, see if you can catch Manitoba napping a little bit, or do you just put the ball on the ground, try to move it with your running back, who has had a very, very good production in this drive?
Akshan Gill is not on the field for this particular play. That's who I would probably look to.
Yeah,
good size out there. Maybe run it straight up the gut. Nice tackle as well on that prior play by Mikhail Gagnon of Vincent Massey. That could have gone for a much larger gain. Here we go. They are going to go on 3rd down, Tyler. You were correct.
Yep, that's
Dixon throws it up. It's complete, but it's short of the first down. Exceptional work from Manitoba to force a turnover. And the boys are pumped up after that one. Exceptional.
That's Florian out of Vincent Massey, just absolutely coming off. He's the short side corner right at the top of your screen. Good timing out here by Team BC, and Florian just comes downhill in an absolute hurry and makes a play for his boys. Gonna be just a yard short there for Team BC. Manitoba gonna have some momentum coming off this turnover. We'll see what the play call is here from head coach and offensive coordinator Chris Blagden. BC in a pressure look.
I'm not even going to try and attempt the first name on that one. There's no pronunciation for it. Great play defensively.
Good job, Florian. There's going to be a hold on this one. It's coming back. Great run there nonetheless, as he's still, there's going to be
a face mask. Hello.
So this makes it interesting. because the hold is at the point of attack. Obviously, the UR coming in at the end of this play. So we'll see what the officials decide as a breakdown of these two penalties. Excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But yeah, good job obviously on the run. Probably going to be aided by that hold to spring the running back. But the face mask at the tail end here will result in a bit of a conversation from the officials as we're going to get a good look here at the penalties.
Malik Willie, the Thunder in that Thunder and Lightning backfield.
Face mask.
Along with Michel Onafor on a Murdoch. And Willie's been getting a lot of action early on. You get another look at that carry. He takes it to the
Hold's
outside.
going to be on the left tackle, which is what sprung Manitoba on that play. Oh, he's getting a little tiptoe on the sidelines. What a run.
Great
And there's
balance.
the face mask there at the tail end.
Giving me some Andrew Harris vibes there. Willie is.
So this will be net 5 for Team Manitoba as the hold is 10. The UR is 15, so we're going to scrimmage back. 1st and 5, 31-yard line for Manitoba.
Oak Park, Tyler, you know this as well as everyone in the province. Oak Park produces some elite running backs. Brady Oliveira, of course, most outstanding player in the Canadian Football League, most outstanding Canadian. Andrew Harris. Nick Dembski was a running back at one point when he was in high school.
Absolutely.
They just churn out elite running backs at Oak Park. Fly sweep. This is A.J. Bangura. Cuts it up. Still on his feet. 5 BC defenders trying to take him down. Gain of about 5. And once again...
Oh, it was 1st and 10. Okay.
Once again, Team Manitoba getting it into the hands of A.J. Bangura early on in this game. Making sure to get those playmakers going right from the jump. When Manitoba had success against Sask, it was Bangura. It was Shea Kiasi getting the ball in their hands. Helped to make a difference. We've also seen Malik Willie, of course, showcase his strength and speed. Goodmanson with the touchdown pass. Houlihan with the reception. A lot of different players getting involved early. Here's Willie. Nice cut, but he's going to be stuffed short of the first down, and it's going to be potentially a loss of 1. BC says no thank you on 2nd down.
Very, very good job by that BC front 6 to rally up and make that tackle. Wiley is going to be about 2 yards short here of the first down, gain of a couple. Great job there by big number 71, 34, a few different bodies there from Team BC to rally up. And zero hesitation here from Manitoba. 3rd and a long 2. Got to get this ball north of the 41, and they are lined up to go for this here, Mike.
Absolutely. Bronze medal game, nothing left to lose. Going to go for it here from just inside the 40. Andre Sato stepped up to make that tackle. Goodmanson with Willie in the backfield. 3 receivers, 2 a strong side. Coach is telling Owen to go. Got to get this one off. Willie's going to try and get to the outside. We got a flag as once again Malik Willie uses his speed to the outside. Very reminiscent of what we saw at the start of this drive, but this one is going to come back, I believe, once more on a hold.
Yeah, the only difference on this one, Mike, is there's no face mask at the tail end of the play. It's going to be the left tackle once again on the hold. We'll see it here on the replay. The St. Paul's product is going to be the one at fault from Manitoba. It'll be coming in on the right side of your screen. I'm biased. I'm an offensive line coach. I played the position, so I held on every play. I never got caught. That's what I tell my boys. That one's going to be a tough pill to swallow here for the Manitoba coaching staff, as that was going to be a conversion on 3rd and 2. Now they're going to be forced into a punting situation, backed up to 3rd and 12. I'm not going to lie, Mike, I didn't see it, so.
Yeah,
but I'm not an official.
My man here doing a great job of keeping his lips tight on that one.
Getting a great look there of Hudson Baribeau, the special teams coordinator. Hey, why not go fake punt here, Baribeau? Like, mix it up a little bit. But, it is what it is. Nonetheless, 3rd down, 12 yards to go for Team Manitoba. Punting situation, as that one's going to skip into the feet of Tursky, and he is going to be wrapped up for a tackle. BC going to get field position on the turnover. The bad snap resulting in a 1st and 10 inside the red zone for Team BC.
Huge stuff there by Nathan Nguyen.
Get a good look here on the replay. The snap is going to skip into the feet of Tursky. He does his best to try to rally up. Unfortunately, not going to have any time to do anything and just has to fall down there, being wrapped up by Team BC. BC looking to get back into this football game with an absolute opportunity here on first down.
Newen, the Burnaby BC product in the backfield quite quickly there, giving his side excellent field position. They're going to go for a shot right away. Ooh, incomplete.
Good coverage.
Exceptional pass breakup and one-on-one coverage from Team Manitoba.
Is that Florian again?
That was once again our man Florian.
I love that play call from Team BC. Obviously a pressure look, as we'll get a good look on the replay from Team Manitoba, bringing a couple extra bodies, man coverage across the board. You're going to see a corner route coming from the receiver, running up that seam. Good ball placement here. The ball's in a good spot. Great job by the Manitoba DB to turn around and make a play on that football. 2nd and 10 here for Team BC.
Actually, I believe it was Santiago Patumber who made that play, and there he is again on back-to-back plays, stepping up Santiago on a Vincent Massey collegiate, following his man on the in-breaking route.
And there is no hesitation here for Team BC. Going to be going for this on about 3rd and a long 4. Good job there by Manitoba on that drag route of wrapping up and limiting that gain to only about 6. Massive, massive play here for Team BC to try to convert on 3rd down.
That was an incredible PBU as well by Patumber on that first down. Not an easy play to make. Played the ball perfectly. Huge 3rd down, going deep, incomplete. Manitoba's defense holds in the red zone.
What a fantastic job by the boys in black and gold, led by defensive coordinator Riley Francie, to stand up to adversity. 1st and 10 inside the red zone for Team BC. Going to be a PBU, going to be a good tackle, going to be another PBU from that defensive secondary. Great job there by the boys in gold, turning the ball back over on downs to their quarterback and the rest of this offense. As we'll get a good look here on the replay, it's going to be a wheel route from number 2 to the short side of the field. As you can see the break coming out from the right side of the screen. Pretty good ball placement there by BC. Ball floats just a smidge outside of the touch line, going to be resulting in obviously an incomplete pass and a 1st down here for Team Manitoba, as there's a bit of confusion. I believe we got a timeout here on the field, Mike. What a job by Manitoba to stand tall in the face of adversity on that drive.
Tyler, say this name for me 5 times fast. It was Ian Florian who came in to make the play. Florian, we saw him as well make a huge stop earlier in this game defensively. This secondary balling right now, Tyler.
Absolutely. The boys are completely dialed in under defensive backs coach Sam Andrade. I worked with him last year on the under 17 football Manitoba staff, Very, very, very well. Good coach, very knowledgeable young man coming out and helping those boys in the defensive secondary, and very, very good plays you said there, Mike, we will continue into this timeout as the Team BC coaching staff send the boys back out onto the field. That is a momentum-shifting moment here, Mike. We'll see how much of a factor that series is as this game progresses, but that stand by Manitoba's defense was phenomenal.
We're seeing great play from both sides. Both defenses stepping up here as the first quarter progresses. You mentioned Andrade. He's been a long-time provincial team coach.
Yep.
My good friend Sean Oleskowicz, he asked me about Sam many years back. He wanted him to step into a mentorship role, and Sam Andrade, incredible coach in this province, really gives back to the community well. And that defense is balling for him out there in the secondary as that 1st down carry.
That came out.
Gain of about 4. The ball did come out.
I believe they're
deliberating,
say it's down,
but they're going to say it's still Manitoba football. BC was all jacked up there as they look for a quick turn of momentum.
Yeah, BC coming off that turnover, bringing 7 guys pressure. They brought a weak hammer. They brought the Sam linebacker. Manitoba's offensive line does a good job, of just squaring up and counting and blocking those guys to the play side of the field on that zone run play. Only going to result in a couple, but BC coming after that football here, trying to force turnovers.
Sebastian Reed is on the BC sideline. I just noticed that Manitoba Bison football. That's my guy.
That's your boy.
Seb Reed. We'll get more into that in a minute. AJ Bangura on the screen pass. Stuffed for no gain. 2 and out. Team BC.
We are seeing
stepping
competitive football here, Mike, and that is exactly what you want to see as a viewer of this football game coming off of those games on Wednesday. AJ Bangura going to be that swing, that wide receiver screen to the wide side of the field. Very, very good job there by the defensive back for Team BC, number 17, of just shedding his block, getting in there and getting into Bangura before the speedster could get anything going on that screen pass. Potential safety touch here territory for Manitoba as they are working into a bit of a breeze here in Manitoba in southern Winnipeg at St. Vital Mustangs Field.
I would concede the 2 here, Tyler.
And they will do exactly that. Tursky's going to run this one straight out the back of the end zone. So BC will get on the board here with 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. 7-2 BC trails and will get the football back with a minute left here in this first quarter. Look for something here out of BC on this drive as they did a good job there, unfortunately falling just short on the third down conversion inside the Manitoba red zone on their last possession. We'll see what the decision here is as they will. Are we going to scrimmage or are we going to have a kickoff here? Looks like they're going to scrimmage from the 35.
While we have a second, brought it up a second ago, Seb Reed and Shaq Harris from the Manitoba Bison's football program are both watching this game, supporting both teams. Of course, Seb Reed's from BC, Surrey product. Started his career at Calgary, but he's been in Manitoba for a number of seasons now. One of the most mature individuals I've ever met in my life at the defensive back position. 2 times tied for the Canada West lead in interceptions. And
absolute ball hawk at the boundary corner position for Team Manitoba, the Manitoba Bisons.
Absolutely. Shaq Harris is an Oak Park product as well.
Good run here.
Getting in on the action. We're back to real time. That carry going for about 2 on the play as we get another ball carrier running the rock for BC. That was Trey Jackman.
Really good job up front by the BC line, offensive line, but great job filling by number 41 for Team Manitoba to limit that carry to about 4 as that running back for Team BC had a head of steam and was ready to go. Going to be about 2nd and 6 here for Team BC scrimmaging.
Dixon, back to pass. He's got pressure, rolls to his left. Now he's got to go the other way. Still looking for a man and just high as the intended target was Owen McDougall. Dixon felt pressure from Brock Cramble onto the Interlake Thunder 6'2", 210. That's a great program out there in the Interlake. Chris Johnson done a great job over the years, really developing a lot of great young men out there in the St. Andrews area.
Well, if you're going to give me the opportunity, I'm going to give some love to Big Chris Johnston. He is the head coach of the Under-17 Team Manitoba, as I am a member of his staff as we get prepared to depart to Kelowna tomorrow for the Under-17 Western Challenge that kicks off on Monday afternoon. But yeah, Chris Johnson and that Interlake Thunder program obviously doing great things for football in that rural community. As Dixon did his best Lamar Jackson impression there, kind of running around for his life, trying to find an open receiver on the scramble drill. But AJ Bangura is going to pick up this punt on the run. Going to make a couple guys miss. AJ Bangura's got some room. AJ Bangura might go. Oh, he's got the edge. 24's got an opportunity, and he's going to be tackled just inside. No, he is not. He's on his feet. Oh, he's going to be down at the 1. AJ Bangura!
Show me how you doing, AJ. What a return from the St. James Rods product, provincial champion, taking the next step in his career and offering a taste of what's to come, Tyler, at the junior varsity level.
My goodness, AJ Bangura, show me what you got, young man. Taking that one off the hop, off the short hop, as we're going to get a couple of minutes to talk about it on the quarter break. Oh my goodness, let's see the replay here. Little bit of a shanked punt coming off low on the foot of the kicker for Team BC. Bangura does a good job of returning. Runs into his own up-back. Says, it's all good. I'll just go the other way, bro. And he's off to the races. He's got a lead blocker out in front. Tursky and 21 from Team BC does an absolute fantastic job of rallying up to make that tackle. Bangura did not want to go down, and he is ending up at the 1 yard line. What a play from the young man out of Oak Park, A.J. Bangura.
Tyler, he ran into McKill Gagnon, said, okay, I'll take it the other way.
No big
and then he
deal.
outran his blockers as well as he was running through the red zone.
My goodness.
Bangura doing it all for Manitoba. And Tyler, that's what we talked about off the top of the broadcast.
Yes.
Said if Manitoba was going to be successful, they needed their best players, their best athletes to continue what they did, build off that momentum from the game against Saskatchewan. A.J. Bangura was on that list, and he is making a difference.
Absolutely, as it's going to be a first and goal situation. In the gun is Gudmundsson going to hand the ball off inside, and that is going to be 6. Manitoba 4-6 on the first play after the Bangura big punt return. Get a look at it here. I'm not sure who the ball carrier was. Just a good job by the big boys up front from Manitoba of displacing BC defensive linemen. That's going to be number 13.
Michel Onafora on the carry, that lightning back in the Thunder lightning combo from Manitoba. One play, one score. Manitoba taking the 2-score lead.
Who needs the Thunder back at the 1 yard line? Give the ball to the speedster. Let him do what he needs to do, following the blocks of the big boys up front. Gonna get enough push. They might have a chance to block one of these converts, Mike. Oh boy, was BC coming off the edge there. Nonetheless, up and through. What an absolute flip of momentum for Team Manitoba off of the electrifying return from A.J. Bangura. 14-2. Manitoba leads.
Special teams becoming a huge factor. Both sides, Tyler, making plays out there on specials. Team BC getting great field position off of a punt, attempted punt for Manitoba, stuffed in the backfield. And now the other way, A.J. Bangura, huge return on a punt all the way down to the 1. Finished off by Onafora on the 1 yard major. Team Toba making the hometown crowd happy here at Savertown Mustangs Field. Beautiful day for some football.
Yeah, picture perfect conditions here this afternoon. Temperatures in the mid-20s, a little cooler than it was on Wednesday, where it was tipping close to 40 degrees out there on the field. Today, we got a breeze, we got no clouds, we got mid-20 temperatures. How do you not love this? Football in South Winnipeg. Manitoba's ballin', BC is ballin'. Look for a response here from the BC team as we wait this kickoff coming from Manitoba. Does Barabo go short again?
I mean, he's been dialing up those onside kicks in this tournament. We'll see what they have in store. It's going to be a long one. Fielded at the 25-yard line by Ty McGregor. Pushes it all the way up past the 40, up to the 44-yard line. Solid starting field position for BC. But Manitoba getting on the board, adding to that lead. 2-score lead at 14-2 as they look for their first medal, Tyler, at this tournament in 7 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Manitoba, obviously, as we mentioned, off the top of the broadcast, coming off of the loss last year in Regina to Team BC, 23-8. So a 2-possession loss there for Manitoba. Manitoba now out here with a 2-possession lead as we creep just into the beginning here of this second quarter. Lots of time left in this football game, Mike. We got a good one in store.
In less than a half, Manitoba already up past what they contributed in last year's bronze medal game, and that is going to be a stuff for a loss. McKill Gagnon.
Manitoba is absolutely flying around the field right now on all facets, offense, defense, and special teams, as you get a great look by the replay booth here as Gagnon comes downhill from his linebacker position and just says, nuh-uh, not today. Loss of 4, 2nd and 14 for Team BC.
Dixon back to pass. That one is incomplete. Went right off of the shoulder pad of the intended target, Nolan James.
Looked to be a bit of a miscommunication situation there for the BC receivers as James looked to be the target, but it looked like Tyler Hooten also tried to get his hands on this football here. Number 7, as you can kind of see coming in from right to left there on the replay, brought at field position from our camera guy Mike down on the field. Going to result in a 2 and out here. Who do you kick this football to, Mike?
I mean, if you're BC.
Siassi Speedster, AJ almost busted one. You're kind of a rock in a hard place. Put this one on the sidelines, get your defense on the field, but we'll see what happens here. Great job. Manitoba has all of the momentum right now, Mike. If they can get another touchdown here in this football game on this possession, it's going to be really, really tough for Team BC to rally from this.
Yeah, if you're BC, it's kind of a lose-lose situation with the return game there.
Onside
Two
kick.
dangerous returners. That is a nice booming kick. It's Bangura at the 45. There's a flag for no yards. He's still on his feet. AJ Bangura into Team BC territory, but this one is likely coming back.
It looks to be a hold on the Manitoba return player to the short side, our short side here, right in front of the booth, which is going to negate this return, as I believe Bangura is nicked on this play, and the training staff is going to come out and take a look at him. We'll get a good look here on the replay queued up in the booth as we await here the discussion, but it looked to me as it was right in front of me. You're not going to be able to see it. It's going to be at the bottom of the screen. There it is, kind of they're tailing and fighting each other. So we'll see who this one's actually going to go against, as both guys, both from Team BC and Team Manitoba, were kind of just battling back and forth there from the corner and cover unit of Team BC. Bangura does a good job of getting positive yards. He's getting his lower leg looked at here as it's examined, and this ball is going to be brought back. Mike, it's going to be a hold on Manitoba, so we're going to have a flip of field position of what here, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40 yards difference here for Manitoba. So instead of starting on BC's 45, we're going to be back, Manitoba, will be backed up starting from their 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was a tough turn of events for Toba as they pushed all the way back to their 30. Riley Noyax is
the
asking
Manitoba
about what
coaching
the call
staff
was
is directly
there.
next door to us here in the booth, and they are a little bit confused and also a little bit perturbed at that call, as AJ Bangura is going to get up and helped off the field, not putting a whole lot of weight on that left leg, as we'll see what we can from our spot up in the booth if Bangura is going to be okay and able to come back into this football game. But yeah, Mike, those the two coaches for Team Manitoba up in the booth, not happy at all with the result of this punt return on that hold, as we saw right on the bottom of the screen of the replay. So we'll get the officials' call here. Indeed, a hold on Manitoba. So that'll be from the spot where Bangura caught that football. As I mentioned earlier, they're resulting in a 25-yard difference of field position for Team Manitoba. Nonetheless, we're going to play football anyway. Gudmundsson and the Manitoba offense on the field with the Lightning back in the backfield, Mike. We'll see what the play call is here without Bangura on the offense right now.
Yeah, it was nice to see that Bangura did put some weight on that foot as he was approaching the sideline. We'll keep an eye on it. It's on a fora in the backfield. The Lightning back gets past the first down marker. And a late flag as well is going to get tacked on to the end of this play. And now we've got a BC player down at the end of this one.
Unfortunate, we're seeing a string of injuries here for these young athletes who are just giving it their all here this afternoon. I love this play call from Team Manitoba. Going to get that jet sweep look from the short side right to the wide side left, and then a counter in behind it. Get a couple big bodies out in front. The young man out of St. Paul's does a great job of making that block and opening it up. As you see the running back for Team Manitoba fall forward. Gain of about 15, close to 16. As the young man from Team BC will indeed get looked at from the training staff for Team BC. I'm not sure who is injured, as we don't really quite have a vantage point to see the number, as he is down on his back on the far side of the field. But great play call there, Mike, by Manitoba out of the punt and bringing that motion across, counter underneath, let the big boys get pulling out in front. as you get a great shot here of the crowd in Winnipeg at St. Vital Mustangs Field. Fantastic support for these young men here this afternoon, as Winnipeg obviously hosting this under-16 Western Challenge, as well as the under-18 Indigenous Challenge, as those medal games will go tomorrow morning and afternoon respectively, Mike.
Yeah, this is the first time that Manitoba is hosting this tournament in over a decade. And the last time that this event occurred, the St. Vital Mustangs didn't have a turf field. So really great to see that has happened, because, you know, for anybody, yourself included, Tyler, that's played here in Manitoba, you know, the field conditions can get rather rough. It's Manitoba in October and November, and it is not easy to play on some of these fields in rough conditions. So having turf fields like this really help to make sure that games can be played in a safe manner.
Yeah, absolutely. The Winnipeg Rifles, a big factor into having this field put in here at the Mustangs Field. As you see, one end zone has the Mustangs logo, the other end zone has the Rifles logo on it. And yeah, this field has done wonders for Southern Winnipeg and the football community over here, as it is obviously the home of the Rifles as well as the Mustangs. Great facility here in Southern Winnipeg, as the young man from Team BC is going to be helped off the field. I believe there's an objectionable conduct penalty on Manitoba upon the conclusion of that play. I saw the official indicating such, so we'll see what happens here as the chains are going to be reset. But it will be 1st and 10 for Manitoba, scrimmaging from their own 49-yard line here, coming out of the elongated injury timeout, Mike. We'll see if we get any sort of semblance of a look at what happened on the replay. As once again, there's the counter look for Manitoba. Great job up front by the big boys as he gets taken down late.
I mean, it's a gain. They've added an additional 5 to the
so I guess it
to the play.
I guess it was on Team BC.
Yeah, the yardage of where we're at versus the penalty call is the math's not mathing, but
we're just gonna go out and see what happens here on 1st and 10 for Team Manitoba, as we're a little confused up here in the booth, as we kind of missed obviously what the penalties were, as we didn't see any flags from our vantage point. Nonetheless, we're playing football. Ace strong here for Team Manitoba. Pressure look from Team BC.
That one taken up the middle, but nothing doing. Luke Meunier stepping up for the loss on the first down carry from Manitoba. Once again, Team Toba looking for that counter as they fake the jet sweep to Kiasi.
Just a good job there by the entirety of the defensive line for Team BC, seeing that counter fake, not biting at all on it, falling into the lap of the Manitoba running back. Going to limit that to only 1 here, Mike. It's going to be 2nd and 9 as Manitoba scrimmages from their own 50.
Trips to the strong side. The Thunderback Willie is the single back in the pistol. Goodmanson's going to throw.
Oh, no.
Tough one there in coverage, and it's picked off. Taken away by BC. Andre Sato doing it all for BC, and they take over in Manitoba territory, Tyler.
What an absolute fantastic break on the football by Sato. My, oh my. He read Gudmundsson like a book. We'll get a good look here on the replay. Out-breaking route from, I believe, Houlihan from Team Manitoba. The ball's out on time, but that one floats just a little bit and absolutely perfectly undercut by Sato, making a play for his team. Instant field position here for BC. We'll see what the play call is coming out of the turnover, as we still have just under 9 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
Huge drive for BC offensively. It's a screen pass, but it's a bit low. Great job to catch that one, and holy dickens, what a block by Nolan James, Tyler.
He took his defensive back into the Team BC bench and just bodied his guy. We'll get a good look here on the replay from the booth as we get just a screen pass out to the wide side of the field to the receiver. Does a good job of picking that one up off the turf, as we'll get a good look of that tail end of that block by big number 18, as you don't even see the Manitoba defender as he's put into the bench for Team BC.
Great grab by McGregor, as he did an excellent job of not having his knee on the ground, as that could have very much been dead on the spot. 2nd down carry, short of the 1st down.
Yeah, so it was only about 2nd and 4 there for Team BC. Just going to run that split zone look once again. Great job by Tursky on the defensive line for Team Manitoba. It's going to be about 3rd, a yard and a half. So they got a bit of work to do here, Team BC. But once again, zero hesitation. Love the play call here from head coach Jay Daniels, to go for it. No, we're going to Team BC is going to decide to take a timeout and talk about it as Coach Philpott there, Corey Philpott, is going to bring the offense into the sidelines to have a bit of a discussion, as this is a very, very, very pivotal 3rd down and about a yard and a half for Team BC. They're going to, as you can maybe pick up on the mics up here in the booth, the Team BC coaching staff calling for the big boys. They're going to go heavy, bring in the extra meat, bring in the extra bodies, try to bully ball their way to a 1st down here. And we tip towards the halfway point here of this 2nd quarter, Mike.
Yeah, on the Manitoba side, Shaq Armstrong, D-line coach for Manitoba, played professional football, as well as Sam Andrade, talking to a few of their players over there as well. That is Tursky, Ranto Lucas Munazi, and Devon Jones getting a little bit of a coaching adjustment here. On this 3rd and short, Manitoba's going to stuff the box.
Straight quarterback wedge.
It's going to be close. It's going to be a 1st down and then some. Still going all the way down to the 26-yard line. That's TJ Houdon refusing to be denied.
Bring the receiver in to take the snap. Bring the running back in to take the snap under center, and the big boy just says, nah, I ain't going down. I'm taking 3, 4, 5 defenders with me. I'm converting this. I'm getting my offense another opportunity with a fresh set. Quarterback sneak was about 10 there, Mike.
Hard yards, incredible strength, continuing to push forward by Houdon. 1st down, complete. Great timing route there on the slant. Jeremiah Asuncion, 1st grab of the day, and that's key for BC if they can get him going. He was the top target against Alberta in the 1st round matchup, Tyler.
Yeah, these were the throws that BC was missing in the 1st round matchup against Alberta, Mike. Great job on the timing from Dixon to Asuncion in breaking route from that short side wide receiver position, that X receiver position, as we get a good fill by the free safety for Team Manitoba, as we're going to snap this football here. Going to be an inside zone play to the short side of the field. It's going to be only about a gain of maybe 1.5, if that. Good job there by Manitoba's defensive unit once again of stuffing the run. Their front 6 here for Manitoba is doing a great job of limiting the damage on the ground for Team B, as that was a counter look, and Tursky just absolutely said, no, you're not blocking me. Took the offensive lineman, threw him out of the way, and made the tackle. Minimal gain. Going to be about 2nd and 9 here for Team BC.
Akshan Gill tried to take it to the outside on that counter. BC tried to chip Tursky. It didn't work. There's a big man out there at 6'5", 218. On the roll, complete, making a man miss and getting into the end zone for the touchdown. That's Nolan James, and we got ourselves a football game, Tyler.
What a perfect placed football by Dixon to James, out-breaking route. A little bit of a rollout there from Dixon in the pocket, going to the wide side right of the field. And BC maybe going for 2 here as we discuss this touchdown. But yeah, good job. Here's the replay. Gonna have the motion coming across the field. RPO look, Dixon on the move, setting his feet, rolling his hips around, out-breaking route, tail end of the screen there. What an effort by 18 of BC to just shed the corner and get in for 6. BC will line up to kick the single here to get it to 14-9.
That was me versus you on that one, Tyler. Nolan James, one-on-one.
Absolutely.
And he just did a little bit of a shimmy shake, got into the end zone for the major. Reed Dixon, we've seen him roll out often in this game, Tyler, and he's been able to complete a decent amount of those passes
He's looked really
on the roll.
He's looked really good getting his hips around. He's obviously a mobile athlete back there for Team BC. He does a great job on that RPO look, moves his feet, moves the pocket just a little bit, gets the ball into his playmaker's hands in the flats on that outbreaking route, and his receiver does the rest, making the DB miss, getting BC's first touchdown of this tournament, coming at the midway point of that bronze medal football game. But Mike, 14-9. 5.5 minutes left in this second quarter. Lots of time here in this football game. We're in for a good one here.
Absolutely. Both teams putting on a show. This has not disappointed. Exceptional display of football. And stick around, of course, for the gold medal game coming to you live at 1:30 p.m. So we get a rematch of last year's final between Team Alberta and Team Saskatchewan. We got plenty of football still going down at St. Vital Mustangs Field. We've got 5:35 to go in the first half. Manitoba leading 14-9. BC cutting into that lead, and the air show on full display from BC. Reed Dixon handling all the work in the first half for Team BC. Owen Goodmanson getting it done as well for Manitoba through a touchdown pass on Toba's first drive. We got two returners back. AJ Bangura is still on the sideline, not in this game.
That's a live
Loose
football.
ball.
That is a live football. It's going to be irrelevant as the kickoff team for Team BC was offside before this ball was kicked. I believe Manitoba fell on that anyway. We'll see what the aforementioned penalty will result in. I believe it's just going to be up 5 yards unless head coach Chris Blagan for Team Manitoba decides to make Team BC re-kick this one. Offside is, a legal kick was going to be an interesting decision there by the official. Obviously just a little confused with what the penalty was. It's going to be offside on the kick cover team for Team BC. A couple guys just a little too excited there after the touchdown, getting a little out of the gate too soon, as head coach Chris Blagan and special teams coordinator Hudson Barabo having a conversation here with the official as to what they're going to do. They're going to put the offense back on the field, going to get 5 additional yards of field position, so Manitoba will indeed scrimmage from their own 35-yard line here, Mike. Whew, what an exciting second quarter.
No shortage of thrilling action in this one. Both teams making plays in all 3 facets of this football game. Manitoba is going to begin this drive from their own 35-yard line. They've gotten Malik Willie involved quite often at the running back position, that Thunder back and the Thunder Lightning combo. He is the single back in the pistol. Trips to the strong side.
Pressure look from BC.
BC showing blitz. Now they're going to back out of it. Screen pass, Kiasi.
Gonna have some work to do. Oh, he does. Look at that.
Gains about 70. He had to take a back step, swing around, basically gained 10 or 11 if you count the total mileage on that play. We saw Kiasi get involved with multiple screen passes early in the game against Saskatchewan. One of the fastest players, regardless of team, in this entire tournament, and Kiasi was on this roster last season as well for Manitoba. Brother Shad as well, playing for the Manitoba Bisons, El Shadow Jr.
That's Team BC's dime Sam linebacker there, number 5, Badasha, who had himself an absolutely fantastic game on Wednesday night, was coming on the blitz, does a good job recognizing that screen, making Kiasi have to move, which he ends up doing, as you mentioned there, Mike, moves about 30 yards to get 8, going to be about 2nd and 2.5 here.
Willie's going to get the carry on the 2nd and short, still pushing forward. He's going to be about a yard short, I think, of the first down. It depends on the spot.
That was all the big boy in the backfield. BC brought a pressure look, did a good job of stuffing. Is this going to be a turnover, Mike?
They're talking about it.
Who's got the football? BC's
got the ball.
With the ball.
It's
the refs have not
57,
indicated anything yet.
Andrew
this could be
Mackey
massive.
Holding on to this football. The refs are going to deliberate. Let's take a look at the replay.
BC going to bring some pressure here, just a straight inside zone play from Team Manitoba. There's the whiff motion. Good job there by a plethora of BC defensive. Oh, yeah, that's a turnover.
Yeah, loose ball should be BC football.
We'll see what the officials decide as to who had eyes on that. But from our vantage point there on the replay, that looked like a clear strip and recover by I believe, number 57.
Yeah, that's Mackey, who came up with the football and, looked to have also forced the fumble.
It's going to be Team BC's football. Yes, it is. Team BC with the turnover. Oh, boy, the momentum has shifted here this afternoon to the boys from the Pacific Coast. What a play by Mackey to rip that football out. Oh, my goodness.
4 BC players crashed down on Willie, and a great example there of just getting in and ripping that football. You never know what can happen when you got that many guys going around on the ball carrier, making a play on the football, punching it out, and getting the recovery.
Absolutely.
Andrew Mackey.
Effort play from Andrew Mackey. The Manitoba coaching staff is irate as they did not get any sort of explanation from the officials here.
Oh, yeah, no, it's pretty clear that he literally just ripped the football out of the hands
Dixon's
of
going yard.
One-on-one. That one is complete down the sideline. What a grab. First down, BC into the red zone, and they're all jacked up after that one. What a grab by Jeremiah Assumption. Show him how you do it, young man.
Assumption on the go route from that short side boundary receiver position. Dixon says, watch this. Throws a dot. Dixon's going quick. BC is ready to snap this football. They're moving at a tempo. Just going to be an inside power look here from BC, but they are moving bodies. Oh, BC's got some momentum here. Oh my goodness, Mike. We have got a football game brewing here in southern Winnipeg. BC's staying in the no huddle, trying to get things going on the tempo. Second and about 6.5, 7 here.
Tyler, Nolan James once again blocked his man about 15 yards downfield on that last play, and there they get it to James. Trying to keep his legs moving. I've been really impressed, Tyler, by the play of James in this first half as a blocker downfield on that first down play. He drove his defender 15 yards downfield to get it in his hands, and it's going to be close.
It's going to be about 3rd and a yard there as James has had himself a half, possessing the ball on a few different receptions, blocking absolutely everybody. Defensive line coach Shaquille Armstrong is screaming at his boys to try to make a play. It's going to be 3rd and 1, going to be the wedge. He's going to take it off the left side. He's going to find some space. Is this going to be a touchdown from BC? He's going to be short.
It's going to be a first down, though, for Team BC as
Look
they
for
move
BC
the
to go
chains.
right back to this. They're going to go no huddle. They're going to go wedge once again. Going to be a fresh side, as you mentioned there, Mike. Going to be first down. Going to be a direct snap to the up back once again. That's going to be 6 for Team BC.
3 sneaks by Hudon, and on all 3 carries, he could not be denied at the line of scrimmage, pushing forward and gets rewarded. TJ Hudon.
Great job by the running back to come in and take that short yardage snap under center. You've seen it a few times in the CFL over the last couple seasons. You bring the H-back, fullback in under center. He's a big body. It was offside on the entirety of the Manitoba defensive line. Obviously going to be declined. BC with back-to-back touchdown drives with a turnover mixed in from their defense to take the lead here late in the second quarter, as it's going to be 15-14, extra point pending as we are going to get the 3-minute warning. But boy, oh boy, Mike, has momentum shifted to the boys from the Pacific Coast.
The pride of Lord Tweedsmuir, the Surrey BC product with the Surrey BC native Seb Reed in the crowd. And it's TJ Hudon giving BC their first lead of this football game. But that doesn't happen, Tyler, unless Andrew Mackey rips the football out of the hands of Malik Willie to force the turnover.
Yeah, that is 100% correct. Second and short, Manitoba. They have the ball inside zone. Andrew Mackey does an absolute heroic job ripping that football away from Wiley on the Manitoba side. And BC goes bang, 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 end zone. We got the lead. We're up 16-14. We got 3 minutes left in this football game. And as I mentioned, the Team BC bench is live. They are living Manitoba's bench a little bit distraught at the moment. This will be a big possession for their offense as AJ Bangura has not come back into this football game. So we're going to see Houlihan and Kiyasi back as the deep returners for Manitoba with lots of time here, Mike, in this remaining here in this third quarter to try to get this lead back before Manitoba and BC go into the break. But boy, oh boy, do we got a good football game here in Winnipeg this afternoon.
Back and forth they go. Some of the best U16 prospects in the country showing out at St. Vital Mustangs Field in Winnipeg, Manitoba, as this kickoff, boom, downfield by Simon Klukas.
Kiasi's got some room, though.
Kiasi makes one man miss. Kiasi still on his feet, breaks away up past the 25-yard line.
Great job there by Kiasi to get a good return after that absolute unit of a kickoff into the breeze here in Winnipeg. Great job putting that ball almost inside the 10 as you see Kiasi right at the top of your screen taking this one to the wide side of the field. Good head and shoulders to get away from the first tackler and falls forward. Manitoba going to be scrimmaging pretty good field position here from their 27-yard line, with just north of 2:45, 2 minutes 46 seconds remaining in this first half as we have a Team BC defender down on a knee, and which will give Mike and myself a chance to catch our breath because wow, what a sequence.
Thrilling football going down in this bronze medal game. Team BC beat Manitoba for bronze last year, looking to do so once again. They were down, Tyler, at one point, 14-2. Back-to-back scores from BC.
Touchdown, turnover, touchdown. Oh, what a swing for the boys from the Pacific Coast. As we'll see what Manitoba and Gudmundsson has in store here. Lots of time left in this first half for Manitoba to get back on the board before the break. As we have a little bit of confusion here coming off the injury timeout. The officials are going to make sure everything's all good. There's the 3-minute warning I had mentioned prior. So obviously that had not been blown in just yet. We got it now. We are ready to play some football.
Pistol formation. Pass here from Gudmundsson. Incomplete for the intended target. Just a little bit low. BC secondary right in the area.
Yeah, just a little bit of an off-target throw there. Timing sit route to number 2 to the wide side of the field. We'll get a good look here on the replay. Gudmundsson just misses this one down and inside. Definitely still a catchable football there by number 30. As you see, trying to make that late adjustment for the Manitoba offense there. It's going to be 2nd and 10 here, scrimmaging 2.5 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Big play for the Manitoba offense. You got to try to move the chains here, Mike.
Certainly need a first down. Bryce Anderson was the intended target. Screen pass high. Incomplete. Ooh. That was a dangerous play out there to the boundary side. Third down, punting situation for Team Manitoba.
Yeah.
Devin Guziak, I believe, was the intended target there.
It was Malabar's number 4.
Oh, yeah, Malabar is the intended target on the screen pass, but a little bit high.
Yeah, they had the numbers. They outnumbered BC to that short side of the field. 2 defenders, 3 offensive players. I like the decision there from Gudmundsson. Get the ball out into your playmaker's hands. Unfortunately, that ball is going to be up and away. So 2 misplaced footballs there by Gudmundsson on that drive. Going to result in a 2-and-out situation as the big man in Tursky is going to be lined up to punt. And the BC returners are lined up at the 45 and the 53-yard line respectively, not respecting the foot of Tursky at all here.
Daniel Lowe, the hard-hitting safety, one of those players back. The other returner is Baraka Gibson, but that one goes out of bounds. Wise decision from Tursky. We get another look at this BC offense. That touchdown drive, of course, set up by the forced fumble recovery by Andrew Mackey, but Tyler, the key play was the reception made by Jeremiah Asuncion, the big man.
Yes.
6'1", 196, and he used all of that height to go up and get it down the far sideline to set up that score. We'll see if they go to him again. The ex-receiver ISO'd, not ISO, but in that two-man on the short side, one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, that was a great ball by Dixon. We'll see what the play call is here. Just going to be inside zone for Team BC. Only going to be about 2. The Manitoba front 6 have done a phenomenal job here in this first half of shutting down the run, especially on first down. When BC just goes to that bread and butter inside zone basic run play, they are doing a phenomenal job. The counters have gotten them some yards, but when BC goes to the air and Dixon has time to throw that football, he can go up to those speedsters, those big body receivers, Mike.
We've seen him do it multiple times, and now Dixon again set to pass. Now he's got room, needs to make one man miss, and he does. Sliding up ahead, moving the chains, felt pressure, moved up through the A-gap, gets the first down. Smart decision.
Yeah, just a good job there by Dixon. Didn't like what he saw. Pocket collapses a little bit on the edge, steps up, sees a whole lot of green grass out in front of him, gives a little head and shoulders to the Manitoba linebacker, slides down smartly here. Going to move the chains for Team BC.
Dixon fakes the handoff, gets it to the intended receiver on the short side, Owen McDougall. Gain of about 4 on that RPO. BC moving here, 1:50 to go in the first half.
Going to go back to that no huddle here, Mike. They're going to move quick. I like the timing route, like I said a couple times here. Throws they missed on Wednesday, they've hit today, this afternoon. As Dixon's going to be back to pass. Going to get checked down to his feet a little bit, scrambling away here as he's got a whole lot of real estate.
It's coming back.
It's coming back, yeah.
Hold on the play as BC went
75.
NASCAR. Like you mentioned, Tyler, they've gone to that no huddle, that NASCAR look multiple times, trying to capitalize. But this one coming back on a hold.
Yeah, this is going to be a hold on pull. The 6'2", 220-pound offensive tackle out of Windsor secondary. Doing all he can. As the quarterback's scrambling around, you're kind of in no man's land at the left tackle position as the left hand is going to get the flag, unless it's not going to be on him. But it will be a hold regardless for Team BC. So a bit of a momentum stuffer there for BC, as this one is going to be about 2nd and 18. Backing the Team BC boys up. 97 seconds here remaining on the clock in the second quarter. BC executing a lot of well-placed kickoffs. We'll see if they have a field goal kick in their repertoire as well. Big down here.
Key play in this first half, just a 2-point lead. Can Manitoba hold on? Dixon back to pass. Once again, he's forced out of the pocket. He's going to go long to Asuncion. Yes! Jeremiah Asuncion! No, it's incomplete.
No.
It's incomplete. Could not survive contact as Jeremiah Asuncion got all the way up, but could not survive contact with the ground.
Oh, boy.
Let's take another look. That was, first of all, that was an impressive job by Dixon to once again create time, moving outside the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. Asuncion going vertical, going all the way up. Looked like at first he had the grab, Tyler, but they call it incomplete, did not survive contact.
He was going to moss about 4 different defenders from Manitoba, so somebody obviously did a good job to get their hand in, but Asuncion went up and unfortunately was unable to maintain possession. 3rd and 16. Dixon straight drop back, going to roll out to the right side. No holding play. This is going to result in a first down. Oh, and the holding flag does come out late. Oh, that's going to be some controversy, Mike. Oh, boy. Yeah, it looked like a hold for sure on the right tackle, number 55. Dixon does a good job of getting outside of the pocket, probably aided by that hold to find the receiver. It was going to be enough for a first down, but this is going to turn into 3rd and an area code for Team BC. That is a heartbreaking penalty for Team BC.
Multiple plays in a row. Reed Dixon able to keep the play going with his feet as he rolls inside the pocket, gives his receivers a couple of extra seconds to find space, get to the first down marker. Of course, Manitoba in that 3-high look all the way back at the way down there at the 28-yard line. They got 3 deep in the obvious passing situation for BC. I'd love to get another look at that Assumption incompletion if we could at some point on that second down.
Third in the unit here, and they're staying on the field.
Dixon once again is going to get to the outside, use his legs. There's no chance he's going to get the first down. Manitoba had half of their roster at the first down marker.
Kind of an interesting decision from Team BC. I thought that 3rd and 25, 26 was going to result in a punt.
Here's another look. Excuse me. That was the
that was the third down before the hold.
That was the third down.
Looking for the play before that.
Trying to get another look at that Assumption reception because that was close.
Incompletion.
Excuse me. Near
almost absolutely picturesque catch. But Manitoba going to have 71 seconds, a minute 11 here on the clock. Pretty good field position. Going to scrimmage from their 43 after the penalty-aided turnover on downs. But Manitoba with time to take the lead in this football game before the halftime break.
Great field position for Team Toba.
Pressure.
It's going to be Kiasi on the fly sweep. Can he make a man miss? He can. Shea Kiasi still going. He's going to gain about 4, and Tyler, he did such an impressive job with the shimmy shake that he basically forced the DB to lose his footing at the line of scrimmage.
It was a good decision by the wide side receiver for Team Manitoba to not take the clip. As here's the look here. Oh,
Javis.
That was so close.
But how about the finish as well by the Manitoba defender
DB.
there? That was number 5. Quinn Sawtell putting down the leather.
Second
in coverage as well.
5 here for Team Manitoba. Pressure look going to be offside.
Offside, yeah. Free play that one is. That was
enough.
Yeah, coming down from the safety position. Daniel Lowe dropping in on the blitz, but he just was a little bit too quick.
Smidge too early. The perfect timing there. He's going to be the guy. The flag will result in. I believe it's going to be enough for a first down. If not, they're going to have to measure it, as we're going to have a Manitoba offensive player take a knee here. I believe that's the running back.
Yeah, that's on a 4, and Manitoba's already
twisted up there at the end of that play.
Manitoba's already missing Bangura, and on a 4, another speed threat goes down. That's tough for Team Manitoba. We hope he's okay. They're looking at his left leg at the moment. Good. I like the play call from Team BC there, Tyler. I like that blitz call from Look.
Yeah.
Lowe's one of your best athletes on that defensive side. He's been balling all week long, but just a little bit too quick on the timing on that blitz.
So, yeah, this will be enough to move the chains. It's going to be a first down. 60 seconds on the clock to the exact number. As I'm taking a look towards the Manitoba bench, Bangura is up and moving around. Does not have his helmet on, though. Looks to be able to walk. We'll see if he is able to come back into the game in the second half or not, as the Manitoba running back here is up and hobbling, but walking under his own power towards the sidelines. Couple big plays here on deck, Mike, for the Manitoba offense. As like I said, 1 minute on the clock, 1st and 10, 53.5-yard line.
Manitoba trying to get into the break with a lead. They've got plenty of weapons at their disposal. We've already seen Owen Goodmanson use his arm, of course, with that major on the opening drive. Touchdown to Everett Houlihan. We'll see if he goes to Houlihan again. He's the wide out on the strong side, on that field side of the formation. Team Toba's got trips that way. He's going to look the other way. He's going deep. Just a little bit too long, as he had Bryce Anderson open, but that one just a couple yards too far for the intended target.
Great job by Gudmundsson to feel the pressure from the safety in Team BC, coming off that short side offensive left. See blitz, throw blitz. As longtime offensive coordinator for the Manitoba Bisons, Vaughn Mitchell, preached to our offense way back in the day when I played football in the early 2000s. But great job there by Gudmundsson, taking that goal ball route shot to the slot back. Unfortunately, going to be about a half a yard too much air as it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Faking the handoff to Willie.
Oh, yeesh.
Ball's in the air, and it's intercepted by BC. Room to run, taking it to the outside, breaking away from one player, getting it all the way up past the 50, picked off by Baraka Gibson, and he knows what to do with the ball in his hands. One of those dangerous returners. Another turnover for BC, their 3rd of the first half, Tyler. 4th, actually.
What a great job there by Gibson to just go and high point that football. Looked to be a little bit of a miss throw again from Gudmundsson as he put that ball in between 2 different outbreaking receivers from the Manitoba receiving corps. As there was room, that one looked to be the high corner. Got away from Gudmundsson. Going to result in a change of possession. We got 39.5 seconds. We'll see what the play call is for BC. Timing sit route. Good job by Dixon to get that ball out on time. Going to be about 6, maybe 7. Number 10 for BC. Going to fall forward. I expect that they see that NASCAR package again here, Mike, as the clock will roll when the officials blow this one in. Coming up quickly here. 31.5 ticks on the clock. Clock is running.
McDougall pushing forward, gains about 6. Let's see if they go to Assumption here on 2nd down. It's Dixon. Back to pass. He was trying to find McDougall, but he was covered. Now he's going to go to Assumption. Oh, my God! Oh, my goodness!
They're saying no.
What a hit! Oh, my Lord, what a play downfield. And
friendly fire. Both the Manitoba guys are going to end up taking a knee. Holy moly. My goodness me. Assumption almost did it again.
Wow!
What an absolute smack by number 2 in Gagnon. The linebacker dropping deep into coverage there. Oh, my goodness, as Gagnon's going to get some attention, as well as the Manitoba defensive back, who was essentially on the receiving end. As we get a good look here on the replay, Dixon going to do a good job buying time in the pocket once again, keeping his eyes downfield. Finds Assumption, and goodness gracious me! What an absolute wallop by the linebacker for Manitoba.
Hello, Mikhail Gagnon.
As Gagnon is able to get up after that big hit, as number 23 for Manitoba. Oliver Kendall is the other. I believe he was the back end of that smackdown sandwich for Manitoba. Nonetheless, what a hit, Gagnon. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4.5, close to 5 after it's all said and done. What a first half of football we are in for here, Mike. 13.3 on the clock.
The physicality from this Toba defense has been evident all game long. That one's incomplete, right in the kitchen. Ranto Lucas Muhunazi. I love how these LBs are flying around, Tyler.
100%, Mike. They are here to play this afternoon. Back-to-back plays by the Vincent Massey linebackers. Holy moly. As we're getting the conversation here from photographer Dan Normand up in the booth, he's probably got an absolute picturesque shot of that hit. But my goodness.
Tyler, Dan comes down to me. He goes, I got the whole thing. Well, we're going to see the pics of that one after the game. That's
Stay
for sure.
Football Manitoba's social media
DGN
feed.
Photos has got that one covered. Man, but okay, how about Assumption, though? I know both of those were incompletions, but the young man doing everything he can.
He's putting his body on the line.
Those Toba defenders just laying the leather. Mikhail Gagnon, that's a big boy, 6 foot 202 at LB. That's a man to keep an eye on over the next 4 seasons.
Absolutely.
On a Vincent Massey, as well as Ranto Lucas Muhunazi. Those two VMC LBs showing out. This one is way up there, and once again, it is Baraka Gibson. Back-to-back drives with an INT, but we have a flag on the play, and it looks to be holding, but we're going to hold and wait for the call here. If this stands, it's back-to-back picks for Gibson. It'll be 4 turnovers from this BC defense, 5 if you count the special teams tackle in the backfield. 5 turnovers from that BC defense, Tyler.
It's going to be a hold on Manitoba. This one's going to stand, Mike. Back-to-back interceptions for the young man for Team BC.
And we'll get a look at this ball. Yeah, nobody got a hand on it. I think it was
floated.
just floated up there. But there was a Toba defensive lineman who got his hand up to force that one to be a little bit off target. Tyler, 1.5 seconds on the clock. What do you do here if you're BC?
Why not? Why not? Your boy Assumption has gone up on back-to-back possessions, tried to do something ridiculous. Let's see something ridiculous, as unfortunately I think they're just going to take a knee, take the 16-14 lead into the break. We are in for a second half here, Mike. Oh my, has this football game been special so far. Turnovers left and right. Offensive production left and right. Big play here. Big play there.
We're going to go to the break.
Jab, hook. We're going to halftime. BC leads 16-14. Second half on deck. We'll see you in 15.
Wow. Just wow. If you don't love this, then you need to check your pulse, Tyler.
Absolutely.
We'll be back with you soon on Football Canada's YouTube channel. We are back here at the U16 Western Challenge. Thank you so very much for joining us live on Football Canada's YouTube channel. Mike Still, pleased to be joined by 2014 Hardy Cup champion Tyler Fabry. Tyler, what an unreal first half between these two sides. 16-14, this highly anticipated rematch of the bronze medal game last year living up to the bill. We've got some first half stats for you, and then we'll break things down in a little bit more detail. Team BC, 128 yards passing, all coming off the arm of Reed Dixon. On the Manitoba side, total passing yards, 128 from Owen Goodmanson. Rushing yards, 50 for BC and 26 for Manitoba. So the story has been through the air, but the other major storyline is turnovers. BC forcing 5 turnovers in the first half, including 2 Baraka Gibson interceptions, and that has certainly been the deciding factor, Tyler. Absolutely. Including on a forced fumble recovery by Andrew Mackey that led to a touchdown. A deep shot to Jeremiah Asuncion set it up. Yeah, 18 yards. I don't know. I don't think his stats are accurate there, but
that whole situation for Team BC trailing 14-2, get a touchdown there on that long drive. Then that turnover from Mackey resulting in that next play shot, Asuncion, then bang, bang, bang on the ground. BC takes the lead. That's where we sit now, 16-14. That second quarter was absolutely massive for the boys in black and orange here. And they will get the football coming out of the second half, I believe, because Manitoba did take the opening kickoff in the first half. So we are in for an absolute football game here this afternoon, Mike. 24 minutes remaining in this bronze medal game, 2-point game.
If you don't love this, I don't know what to tell you. This is incredible football. Some of the best U16 prospects in the country showing out here at St. Vital Mustangs Field. Manitoba took a 14-2 lead. Team BC fights back, 2 scores of their own back-to-back off of turnovers. And one of the major talking points as well, injuries, Tyler. Yes. Blake Dagg originally started this tournament as QB1 for Team Toba on Oak Park. Didn't lose a game in his minor football career. Injured in the first game against Sask, will not play today. And AJ Bangura, his favorite target, another St. James product, provincial champion, draws a lot of comparisons. Potentially the next Nick Dembski, being described as such by his minor coach Alex Christie, who played with Dembski, Manitoba Bison's alum. Bangura going down with an injury in that first half. I don't believe we will see him.
I'm looking into the bench here to see if he's got a helmet on. Most of the guys, if not all of them, do. Yeah, we'll see if Blake Dagg does come onto the field or not. Like you said, Mike, hard to tell if he will come into this football game with that injury he sustained in that first game against Saskatchewan. But yeah, Gudmundsson there, 2 late interceptions, kind of giving a whole bunch of momentum back. I believe BC will indeed be making a quarterback change as Dixon is in front of our broadcast booth with the clipboard in hand. So BC will go to I believe number 12.
Yeah, and that was their starter in the first game. It's Ken Marasigan on a St. Thomas More in Burnaby, BC, who flashed some brilliance against Alberta. Just wasn't able to connect on a few different occasions, but he certainly showed off some impressive accuracy. We'll see what happens in the second half here with Marasigan.
2 very similar quarterbacks between Dixon and Marasigan for BC. Both guys very athletic, good live arms. We'll see kind of what happens with that as they will get their first possession after Manitoba gets the opening kickoff here in the second half. So obviously BC had decided to do something with that wind in the first half when they won the coin toss. No AJ Bangura to return. We'll see if he has any opportunity to come play football off of that leg injury. But nonetheless, we are playing football here. Bronze medal on the line. Late substitution for Team BC. Maybe something tricky coming here, Mike. We will find out. This is live. We are ready to play football. Deep kick.
Shea Kiasi back to return at his own 10-yard line. Puts his foot in the ground. Gets upfield. Shea Kiasi, great return. Manitoba going to be set up just inside the 35. Talk to his brother Shad. at the halftime break, and, of course, he had some positive words to say about his brother. Loves the way he's been playing the game, staying aggressive. And we are getting Blake Dagg. Attention alert. We've got a Blake Dagg sighting for the second half of action.
So he's
for
coming off
Team
the
Manitoba.
bench. Blake Dagg will come in off the bench. Quarterback change in effect for offense coordinator head coach Chris Blagden, going back to their quarterback one from game one. We'll see what Dagg can do here in the second half.
We're going to talk about this man as the action continues, but he is a baller. First down carry. Handed off to the lightning back. Michel Onafora taken down for a short gain.
Onafora was injured in that first half as well. Obviously looks to be no worse for wear here as he takes that handoff to the short side of the field. Going to get about maybe nothing, maybe half a yard at best. Ball going to be placed on the 35. 2nd and 10 for Blake Dagg. We'll see what the play call is here. If he gets the ball out of his hands early, or if he looks down to check to his feet. Pressure look from Team BC.
Passing situation, trips to the strong side. Dagg, pressure in his face. Great ball. Looking for Houlihan. Just incomplete off the fingertips. Nice touch from Dagg coming right off the sideline. Just a little bit too long.
Well, that looked a lot like something we saw in the first half of the football game, Mike. That was the same concept, the same ball placement. Unfortunately, Dagg going to be a little too long on that deep corner route to Houlihan. His boy, free safety for Team BC, was in a good position to limit that, but that ball was there. Unfortunately, going to be incomplete. 2 and out for the Team BC defense to start this second half.
Tyler, you took the words out of my mouth there. I was going to say that was great range from Daniel Lowe, the safety, who has been fantastic all tournament long. Footsteps in the area, forcing that one, and the low snap goes between the legs of Tursky, and that's going to be a costly error from Manitoba, and BC is set up in the red zone for their first possession of the third quarter, Tyler. And we're going to see Ken Marasegan for the first time today.
Absolutely. Marasegan going to come on with gifted field position. Once again, similar situation to that bad snap in the first half. Similar placement. Ball just floats, gets to the toes of Tursky, does what he can and just falls on top of it. Would have loved to see him kick that one through the back of the end zone, if at all possible. Nonetheless, going to be a first down inside the red zone, 12-yard line. Marasegan in at quarterback, going to be inside zone for Team BC. Going to get a real good push to that short side. Going to get about half of the yards required on first down. Going to be about 2nd and 5 for Team BC. As you get a good look here on the replay, going to bring that extra blocker in as they've done all afternoon to run that ball short side to the short side of the field to the offensive left. 2nd and 5. Ball is snapped very quickly. Going to be incomplete here. It's going to be 3rd down, and based on what we're hearing, we're going to see a specialist this afternoon, Mike. We're going to see a specialist.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of third down attempts from both sides in this contest.
I don't hate this decision. Get yourself up to a 5-point lead. Make Manitoba have to get to the touchdown. We'll see what the field goal kicker for BC looks like here, as I don't believe he has attempted a field goal in this tournament just yet.
Field goal.
BC is short people for sure. They're
field goal attempt here is going to be from 15 yards out.
Oh boy!
All kinds of confusion as Simon Klukas is getting ready to kick this field goal. 2 late players coming in. Dixon gets on the field, and as well as Nolan James. Low snap.
Up and through.
No problem. Up and good. Excellent job by the holder to put that one up.
Dixon
on the tee.
I don't even know if he got that on the puck, in all honesty. That looked like it was sitting kind of sideways. Good job there by the BC kicker to get that one up and through nonetheless, as the low snap definitely affected the timing, but Dixon does enough to get that ball as close to the tee and the puck as physically possible, as BC will take that turnover off of the bad snap on 3rd down and turn it into points. Going to put up to 19 here. 5-point lead for Team BC early here in this third quarter.
Factoring in special teams gaffes, of which there have been 2. That is 6 turnovers by the BC defense. And in a game as close as this, Tyler, that really has been the story.
Those are different. Those are the difference makers, right? If you win that turnover battle, statistically speaking, you're going to be in a good position to win the football game, right? And at 6 turnovers here, Mike, this is something for Manitoba that the fact that they're still in this football game is very, very impressive. That is a very late substitution. He will get off the field. Going to be inside zone here for Manitoba. Going to gain maybe 1.5 yards, close to 2. So we're going to see Blake Day have to drop back and pass here for the second time in this second half. We'll see if the timing is going to be a little bit better with his best buddy in Bangura on the bench. Probably not going to return in this football game, Mike.
I don't believe so, but the story is Blake Dagg started in the second half, injured in game 1. Tough customer. He's back on here in game 2. Didn't lose a game in his minor football career with the St. James Rods. He went 31-0.
He's got him. Oh, he's got him.
And Blake Dagg makes 2-man miss. Blake Dagg, can he get the first down? He can. He's still on his feet.
He's going to go.
Run, young man, run. Blake Dagg to the 40. Blake Dagg to the 30, all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Show him how you do it. Blake Dagg.
Oh, Blake Dagg, you just did something special, my guy. You had a receiver free and clear. You didn't see it. It didn't matter. You took that one with your feet, young man, and you scampered left, right, up and down the field. Holy moly, what a play for the pivot out of Oak Park.
There's a reason this man went undefeated at the minor football level. The only 2 games that St. James lost during Blake Dagg's time as quarterback was when he had a fractured growth plate in his foot. Aside from that, he was untouchable in minor football, taking the next step, doing it all, showcasing his athleticism at the highest level at the U16 tournament. Handoff here on a short gain, but I want to go back to Dagg quickly. Mature pivot, coached up by Alex Christie from the Bison football program, an alum of that program. And in his time at the minor football level, Tyler, the Rods ran a Bison-style playbook for the last 3 years of his time. Sophisticated, includes a lot of RPO looks. Everyone has to execute, but none more than the pivot. Dagg asked to read the defense pre- and post-snap, make judgment calls based on what he saw, and good Lord, did he make a judgment call on that play, Tyler.
No kidding. He didn't. The pocket collapsed on him a little bit. He danced, he dipped, he dived, he dodged, and he made himself known on that one. Pressure here.
Dagg, how did he get away? There's 4 guys going for him. Blake Dagg still on his feet.
That's impressive.
And that one falls incomplete. BC, excellent work on the penetration. That could have been a huge loss if not for the mobility of QB1 Blake Dagg.
Yeah, Manitoba's offensive line clearly having some issues with the pressure looks that BC is bringing. They're bringing some exhaust. That's not grounding. He is well outside of the pocket. All right. There's going to be an intentional grounding penalty on the play here. I will do my best to not criticize the officials. I don't necessarily agree with that one.
While we have a second, Tyler.
Coach Blackton is he's mad for me down on the bench here. But yeah, you go ahead there, Mike.
Going back to Dagg, his dad, Brian, coached that Rods team. Talking kind of about their experience, he said, we're the only run option team I've ever seen in minor football. We coach our core group 10 months of the year. We've had that success for a long time. They come, they're willing to listen, to learn, and they deal with our criticism. That core group really owns that. And it starts with the quarterback, added Alex Christie. He spent a lot of time with Brian, of course, inside and outside of work, grown that relationship with Blake Dagg. And Christie, the one talking about Bangura as well, Dagg's teammate, describing him as the next Nick Dembski. So certainly a lot of pride and a lot of potential onto those two. And it's Dagg back to pass once again. He's going deep. He's got him, man. Touchdown, Manitoba! Devin Guziak hauls it in. What a ball by Blake Dagg!
He had 2 receivers free and clear, running go routes up the short side of the field. The kid I call Future drops a dime for 6 as we get a great look on the replay. Oh my goodness, Mike. 3 receivers to the short side left. jet motion. Free rusher says, we good. We're going up. We're going to the end zone. Blake Dagg coming off the bench, dropping dimes. Manitoba regains the lead here this afternoon. My, oh my.
You can't keep the young block punt. Huge block on that kick.
So it's going to be a 1-point football game here, Mike.
And who else but
21.
Who else but Daniel Lowe getting in there to block the kick? This man's been everywhere.
Holy moly, what a back and forth affair we have. Dagg on 3rd and an area code. Free rusher coming down his throat, steps into the throw, and look at this. We're going to see the replay of the blocked extra point as number 21 is going to come off the edge, get his hands up, and make a play for his team to keep this a 1-point football game. Excuse me. Oh, wow. From a questionable intentional grounding penalty on 2nd down, resulting in 3rd and about 15, maybe 16. Blake Dagg says, we good. I got this. I'm throwing it up to my speedster, short side go route, dime dot 6.
Devin Guziak flashing his speed, breaking away, and in stride, Blake Dagg, tight spiral, gets it to his man. You can't keep the young man down, Tyler. He took some huge shots in that first game against Sask. Sat out the first half, but comes in here in the second half and immediately making a huge
Let's not downplay the start of that possession, Mike, with that scramble to set it all
was
up.
that impressive. He's a dual threat pivot. If you've ever seen one, it's Blake Dagg, and there's a reason, Tyler, like you mentioned, that they call him the future.
That's just me. That's just nobody
well,
else.
Hey, that's not just you. That's not just you. Trust me. The talk is going around. The hype is real for this man, Blake Dagg, and you're seeing it here today.
Kid is beyond words talented, coming out of the Oak Park Raiders program, led by the junior varsity program led by Chad McKay. His father is on the coaching staff, and Brian Dagg. Alex Christie, the aforementioned coach that we've talked about in excess here, my former teammate, doing a great job with that junior varsity team as they're going to look to bounce back this season after a loss in the junior varsity championship to Dakota last year. 2 perennial powerhouses in the province of Manitoba. You'll see a lot of black and gold Lancer helmets and a lot of silver and blue Raider helmets between all 3 HP teams here from Manitoba coming out of Winnipeg. What is the response for Team BC scrimmaging from their 52-yard line, quads to the wide side left?
Here's Karen Mayer-Segan. It's going to be a toss to the short side. Trying to push forward. Limited gain. Toba stepping up on defense in to make the stop. Once again, Mikhail Gagnon, he had that kill shot as well. The end of the first half on the intended pass to Jeremiah Assumption, as those LBs from Manitoba flying around, making plays all day long.
I like that play call. It's a numbers game in that situation. You're going to push 4 receivers to the wide side. You're going to try to run that ball short. Great job, as you mentioned there, Mike, by the Manitoba linebackers.
Mayer-Segan back to pass, facing pressure, and he's not going to get away. Sack on the play. Taken down by Everett Neal out of Oak Park, 6'2", 190, stepping up, forcing a 3rd down.
I love this play call out of defensive coordinator Riley Francie. Gonna stunt the defensive line. You see Everett Neal coming on the loop, and he's up in the kitchen of the quarterback from BC. Momentum once again swinging to the boys in the prairies. Manitoba set to get this football back.
Excellent work. You mentioned it, Tyler. A picture-perfect stunt coming in, cutting inside, Neal making the play. Tyler, I got to be honest with you. If I'm BC, I might look to Reed Dixon at some point to come back into this football game. I thought he displayed exceptional vision and exceptional range moving outside the pocket as well. As that's a great punt from Team BC. Manitoba will field this one around the 33-yard line.
Yeah, BC had an onside player there, so the Manitoba coaching staff was just making sure that the return team knew, but that one will go free and clear out of bounds. Going to fall harmlessly. Good position, directional punt there from Team BC. But yeah, just to finish off that point there, Mike, what do you do at quarterback? It's only been 2 possessions for Team BC. They did get the touchdown on the short field, but then again, now that momentum shifted, the timing for 12 has been a little bit off. We're going to get Blake Degg back on the field here. Ace Week trips to the short side of the field. They outnumber him to the short side of the field right now.
Yeah, Marasegan's clearly going to stay in the game as Dixon's got his helmet off. Pushing forward.
BC ball! BC ball!
Got it! One play back on the field, and this defense, Tyler, forces a 7th turnover. That one recovered by Andre Sato. Wow, what a performance from this BCD.
Holy moly, does nobody want to maintain Mo this afternoon? Counter look, I believe 99 here is going to be the one who
right
what
at
a
the
pop.
end.
And there goes the football as that one's out and recovered by Team BC. 1st and 10. 40-yard line, BC football. Gonna stay in that quads look to the wide side left.
Right at the end of the play, that's Ben Scott Curry. 6'1", 205 on an
snap,
pressure. Marasegan gets away from pressure, looking downfield to his left. He's going to put it up. He's got a man. Asuncion! Holy crap! Asuncion!
Oh my God!
Are you kidding me? They've gone to him again, and he's got it. But there's a flag on the play.
Oh, what a ball! Low snap. Holy moly, what a play by the BC pivot to find Asuncion on the scramble rules.
It's coming back, Tyler.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth, Mike. Oh, that is unfortunate. What an effort, all for naught.
There's a reason why Jeremiah Asuncion was the offensive player of the game for BC in game 1. 6'1", 196. They've been going to him deep all game long. He's taken some shots. He continues to climb the ladder. He made a great play here as well. Ken Marasegan, excellent work to stay on his feet with pressure. Hold at the top of your screen there as you see it. And then at the end of the play, it's all for naught, but we're going to miss it on the screen.
Yeah, there was a tackle on the interior of the offensive line, so like legitimate penalty. But boy, oh boy, has Asuncion done something special this afternoon. Unfortunately, that one's not going to count. Going to be a quick swing screen out to the wide side of the field. He's got a little bit of real estate here. Going to get about 8. It's going to be 2nd and about 17. Was that a UR? Because that was 15 yards. That was 1st and 25, Mike.
Yeah, that would have been a UR penalty.
Must have been a clip.
Looked like a hold to me on the play.
Kind of tackled him, so maybe it was extra hold, and they said 15 instead of 10. A little stank on it. Nonetheless, going to be 2nd and about 12 and a half, 17 and a half here for Team BC. As it's going to be offside on Manitoba. We're going to take
looking for Asuncion again, and that one incomplete. Great range downfield to Vaughn Jones.
I believe Tursky's going to be jumping the gun here, the Manitoba defensive end. So this will give BC another opportunity at about 2nd and 12.
A free play. Why the heck not go to Asuncion, Tyler?
Oh, I mean, the kid is balling. He is going to break one at some point here this afternoon. That catch, regardless of the penalty, ridiculous to be able to do that. Great job by the quarterback to find him on the scramble rules, rolling to his weak side left, flips the hips, fires it down in there. Unfortunately, not going to matter here. 2nd and 12, BC's going to scrimmage. 3 receivers to the wide side right, 2 receivers to the short side left. Woo-hoo!
My goodness, this has been an absolute thriller. Screen pass. That one is complete. James breaking away, still on his feet, and he lunges forward, Tyler, and I think they're going to give him... Well, it's going to be close. It's either going to be a 3rd and less than a yard or a fresh set. It depends on the spot. Looks like it's going to be just short. Why not get it in the hands of Nolan James, 6'2", 170. And boy, has he been working his tail off as a blocker as well. We've seen him push guys downfield 10, 15 yards, doing it all with the ball in his hands and the ball without the ball in his hands. And here we see He break away from the first defender, stays on his feet,
Great
pushes
effort.
forward.
Great effort.
Just short of a first down, but Tyler, I've been really impressed by James today.
Absolutely. Those two receivers for Team BC have absolutely been balling in their own rights. James has been just bodying guys. Big bully ball receiver blocking for his boys downfield. And then you get the guy in Assumption going up and over people, making the acrobatic catches. We're going to measure here. I believe we're going to be about the white stripe on the football. Sure. Nope. Check that. First down, BC. Going to bring the big boys off the field. It's going to be enough. You love those measurements where they got to move the chains about 6 inches from one side of the white to the other. But hey, nonetheless, what an effort there by James to get the first down. BC got some momentum here on the move, moving this ball into Manitoba, deep into Manitoba territory, Going to be fringe red zone on the 30-yard line.
Marasigan with single back here. He's going to throw complete. That's going to be up near the first down marker. Still going. Definitely pushing the chains forward for a first. That's Ty McGregor on the timing route on that slant pattern. And those are the plays, Tyler, that weren't working for BC in their opening match against Alberta. They certainly have had that connection today all game long, as you see that quick slant route inside, breaking away from the defender, staying on his feet. McGregor getting enough for a fresh set, and we got a Toba player down as well.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure. I believe it's number 83 from Manitoba there, or 81 in Dewick, potentially. I'm not 100% sure. They don't have an 83 on the roster. But yeah, as you said there, Mike, the timing route for the BC offense that just simply was not there on Wednesday has been absolutely there this afternoon here in Winnipeg, as Marasigan does a good job there, seeing that it's one-on-one coverage. He had two outbreaking routes with the slant coming back underneath, sees the off coverage from the corner, says, I'll get the ball into my playmaker's hands. Let him do work. Does exactly that. Good ball placement. Gonna move the change inside the red zone here for BC, as Marasigan is on the bench here talking with head coach Jay Daniels about what exactly we're gonna do on 1st and 10. This football game, holy moly, if you guys at home aren't having a good time, we aren't doing a good job of bringing the juice in the booth. But my, oh my, are these kids absolutely balling, Mike.
I mean, we've probably brought the energy for about 10 men up here in the booth ourselves. It's just a true pleasure to witness this type of football on display. Exceptional, as you mentioned, Tyler, back and forth. Exceptional coaching from both sides. Great athletes all across the board. And this is the first opportunity for pretty much all of these athletes, U16, the first chance to get exposure at this level with the provincial teams. A lot of eyes on these young men out here on the field doing what they do best, showing out. St. Vital Mustangs field. And again, for BC, they're just going into the JV programs. Of course, a lot of these athletes coming out of minor football, moving on to play at the high school level next. And there's over 40 programs in BC at the JV level.
An entire league on the island alone.
It's incredible. It's incredible the amount of football being played out there, and that's how you get better. That's giving opportunities to these young men. Eastern Valley, North Fraser, Sea to Sky, South Fraser, Thompson, Okanagan in the Kamloops area, Thompson, Okanagan in the Kelowna area, Vancouver Island. All of those areas of BC with junior varsity football programs available. You just absolutely love to see that. You love to see the growth of the game. And Tyler, in Winnipeg too, football growing across the province at the JV level and varsity. We're seeing more and more programs coming into the fold. I want to give a shout out to Commissioner Jeffrey Bannon, who has worked diligently and tirelessly to continue to promote the game, increase the opportunity for more players. And we've got a legend in the house, Rick Hankwich as well, who did a great job numerous years as the commissioner as well of the Winnipeg High School Football League. Exceptional work from him developing the game, increasing exposure. He had a great relationship with the media, so football thriving in both of these provinces as we get back to action. Handoff, off tackle, pushing ahead, still going, touch! Jumped a little bit too soon. Down to the 1 yard line. Great blocking up ahead and excellent work from Roshan Dosanjh.
What an effort by Dosanjh indeed, Mike. A bit of a counter look. We're going to see a couple of pullers out in front for BC on the replay here. Great job by Dosanjh following his block. Gonna stumble, bumble, and he's, good spot there. Good spot indeed. He's on the one. We're gonna see the big unit on the field as number 7 will come under center. This has been Wedge all day. It's Wedge again. Big push, big. Oh, we got a bit of a traffic jam in the middle. Did he get in?
I don't think
sir,
so.
He did not. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1. BC's going to have to try that one again.
Hunter Tursky says no thanks. Huge stuff from Manitoba's defense. And we've seen BC have all kinds of success, Tyler, with this short yardage package. It's been TJ Hudon who has been very dangerous.
Going off the edge for the success. That one was straight down Main Street, no push. We'll see if he goes left or right. Left side's been the successful side.
Hudon once again, can he get into the end zone on 2nd and goal from the 1? And we have and you called it. They went off tackle to the left, but there's a flag, and this one's going to be on BC.
Yeah, Coach Shaq Armstrong, the D-line coach, former teammate in a sense. We played against each other, but we've been friends for a long time here in this Manitoba football community. Was absolutely indicating that BC was doing something not in the rule book. I believe it might just be a formation issue here. Yeah, it's going to be a procedure penalty on Team BC. The BC coaching staff does not agree with that penalty call, obviously, as it's going to back him up to 2nd and goal here from the 6-yard line. I believe it's going to be a no-end situation here for Team BC, albeit it's not going to matter. Procedure nonetheless. 2nd and goal, scrimmaging from the 6-yard line. I imagine we're still 2 down territory here, Mike.
I would think so. It's a 20-19 ball game. BC, of course, wants to take the lead. They can do so with a field goal. So 2nd down, very important play for both sides. Marasigan, quarterback, single back is Hudon. It's going to be a fly sweep, and it's going to be short gain there. I think that was Simon Klukas who tripped over the blocker's leg on that play. Good penetration upfield from Manitoba.
Yeah, Brock Cramble out of the Interlake Thunder here. He's had himself an afternoon. You're going to see on the right side of the screen. Going to absolutely set the edge and not let that jet sweep go anywhere. Going to force it back underneath to his boys. And he makes the tackle by just being in his gap. 3rd down, 5.5 to go. Massive play.
Marasigan looking for somebody. Now he's got to roll to his left. He's going deep. No thanks! Oh! Batted down from the big mitts of Hunter Tursky, 6'5", and he used all of it there, Tyler.
Hunter Tursky's having himself a day. This entire Manitoba defensive line is having themselves a day, as the bat down was indeed there. There may be some there's going to be a contact penalty on Manitoba. This is going to give, I believe, an automatic 1st down to the BC football team. We'll have to see if we get a look at it on the replay. But nonetheless, BC going to be bailed out here. It's going to be a legal contact on Manitoba.
That one hurts.
Absolutely, it hurts, Mike. That's a massive 3rd down stop. This will move the ball halfway to the goal line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3.
See if we can get a look at it.
Might be at the top there. We don't have anything on the boundary on the replay
tough to
here.
tell, but that's a tough one. Nonetheless, BC gets another crack at it.
Fresh set.
Low snap, confusion. Marasigan taking it himself, and he is not going anywhere. Stop for a loss. Ryder Carnegie from Murdoch McKay making the play.
And Dixon is on the field here, Mike. Miscommunication in the backfield. Center quarterback exchange. Their teammates, they should have this one dialed. It came back a little hot. Marasigan did what he could. That was supposed to be an underneath handoff. He takes that one around the edge and just tries to survive. But we're going to see Dixon on the field here for an absolutely massive 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line.
Tyler, I wondered if we'd see Dixon again, and we will. Back to pass on his first play, back in the game, feels pressure, nearly intercepted, and another late flag as Brock Cramble was once again in the area. He's had himself a game, as you said, Tyler, but we will wait to hear the call on this holding on BC.
So what do you do here, Mike? Do you take this and back them up to sec? You do if you're the Manitoba staff, but I was going to say this is incomplete. This would be 3rd and goal from the 7. Manitoba's going to say we'll play the percentage. We'll take 2nd and goal from the 17-yard line. give BC another couple shots at it with this defense playing exactly how they have been. I don't hate this decision at all out of the Manitoba coaching staff, as this third quarter has absolutely flown by in regards to the first half that felt like it took a while. We got 13 and a half. BC is going to take a timeout as we're going to be able to catch our breath up here in the booth, Mike. Holy moly, moly, moly. What a football game.
What a football game, and what a sequence. This Manitoba defense, with their backs to the goal line, continuing to step up. Looked like they had gotten off the field off of a bat down from Hunter Tursky, but a penalty called against Team Manitoba. Again, they step up. Ken Marasegan to the sideline. Reed Dixon into the ball game. Doesn't matter. Manitoba continuing to do what they need to do in a tight contest. Just a one point game here. Manitoba and BC battling back and forth.
As we get a good look here at defensive backs coach Sam Andrade. He is on the headset with defensive coordinator Riley Francie up in the booth next door to us here, making the adjustments. There's the defensive line coach Shaquille Armstrong talking to Tursky, who's had himself an afternoon here in Winnipeg, as this is a very, very important next couple of plays from both sides of the field. Manitoba's defense came to play this afternoon. Dixon is going to be the pivot for Team BC. We'll see if he looks to his favorite target out on that short side of the field. He's lined up to the wide side of the field.
I think you got to go to Assumption here. He's in single coverage on the strong side. Two men that way, now motioning out. That is the direction Dixon's going to go, but Marasegan goes the other way, going deep. Dixon going the other way. That one incomplete. Team Manitoba secondary right in the area, lockdown coverage, no dice.
The corner route was open. Dixon didn't see it until it was too late. This one sails on him just a little bit as that ball goes up towards the back pylon.
Ooh.
Good attempt at an adjustment there by the BC receiver. We didn't get quite a good look at which number it was.
That was Ty McGregor going up.
We're going to see a field goal attempt here for Team BC. This puck should be placed in and around the 29-30 yard line, kind of depending as to where exactly the football is. It's going to be about the 29 and a half. The snap was a little off last time. We'll see if that mechanic is cleaned up. Snap, hold, kick. The three mechanics of the field goal. We'll see what BC has in store to try to retake the lead on the last play of the third quarter in this bronze medal football game. Snap, down, kick, up, and it is wide to the left, out through the back. Mike, we're tied up going into the fourth.
Oh boy, you couldn't script it any better than this. What a contest, back and forth, 20-20, 12 minutes left to decide who's taking home the bronze medal in this U16 Western Challenge. What an absolutely phenomenal back and forth affair. Manitoba took a 14-2 lead at one point. BC battling back to take the lead themselves. Their defense stepping up. BC forcing seven turnovers in this game. Manitoba's defense stepping up on their end as well on that most recent possession, keeping this to just a single point, but it does tie the football game. Yeah. And now Manitoba back with a chance on offense. We took the lead off an absolute shot. Blake Dagg stepping into this game. If you're just joining us, that is one of the stories. Blake Dagg, QB1, injured in the first game against Saskatchewan, coming in here for the second half, making plays with his feet, Tyler, making plays with his arm. And now he steps back out on the field for Team Toba.
Just before we get into this fourth quarter here, Mike, I'm willing to bet if we sat down with head coaches Chris Blagnan and Jay Daniels after Wednesday's performance and said, hey, you're tied 20-20 going into the fourth quarter, bronze medal game, how you feeling? Guarantee they're both saying fantastic. Let's strap it up, strap it in. We got 1 quarter left.
That's why you play the game, as Dagg in the read option rolling to his right. He's got a man, Houlihan, who had the touchdown to start the game. First down as Oak Park to Oak Park gets the job done.
Just a great job here by Dag on the whiff route from Houlihan. 3-man receiver. There's the whiff coming from 15, short side to wide side. RPO's not there. Get the ball into Houlihan's hands in the flat. Let your playmaker do work. Does a good job of turning that corner. First down, Manitoba.
We mentioned it. Dag has ran an RPO offense for most of his career. Very sophisticated to do that at the minor football level. Tons of checks and reads to make the line of scrimmages. One of the reasons why this man is being talked about as the future, because of how intelligent he is at reading these defenses and making plays like this. He's got a man. First down, Manitoba. Still on his feet. Breaking down the sideline. And that's Orlando Brown out of Grant Park High School. I was talking to head coach Doug Kovacs, good friend of mine. I am an alum of that program, and he was talking up Orlando Brown quite a bit.
Fort Garry Lion, if I
former Fort Garry Lion, that is correct. All-star basketball player, and Kovacs saying, and I quote, arguably the best player on the JV team this spring. Could step up and play varsity as an eighth grader. High marks, taking advanced grade 8 classes, and he calls him a future all-conference player. Stepping up with a big reception there. Dag kept the play going with his feet. RPO again. Dag rolling to his right. He's got a man once again, first down, but there's a late flag as well.
Good play call as we hear quarterbacks coach Riley Nyox next to us, seeing this one free and clear the same way I did, that sit route to the outside, to the wide side field receiver was wide open. Play action boot for Blake Dag. Unfortunately, Houlihan is going to get called for a clip. We'll see if this is going to be after yards or not. I don't think it will be. It's going to be first down and a bit here for Manitoba. I am way off. It's going to be illegal contact on BC. I truly thought that was going to be an illegal block on Houlihan. That's not going to matter. We're going to take the reception. Blake Dag has come off the bench here in the second half for Manitoba and has played lights out football. Just a beautiful ball on the rollout, field side out. First and 10, Manitoba, red zone, 20-yard line.
Dag in the pistol with Willie. BC shows blitz. They get a little bit of pressure off the edge. Getting away is Willie, as once again Team BC brought Daniel Lowe from his safety position, but Willie broke past, and he riles up the Manitoba sideline on that run.
This counter look has looked really, really, really good for this Manitoba offense under head coach Chris Blagden all afternoon. The long extended pivoting handoff with the two big body pullers out in front. You give the ball to your Thunder back in Willie. He's running downhill. You're getting 7, maybe 6. Second and extremely manageable as Manitoba will scrimmage about 2nd and 4 here. Right hash, 3 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Playbook. Pressure look potentially, it looks like 0 from BC.
Playbook is wide open. Dag, he's got a man and he's going to be taken down, as you mentioned, Tyler. BC with a little bit of pressure on that one once again, and it's Rohan Badasha getting in, stepping up from his defensive back position. The Surrey BC native stepping up to make that play. And I think, Tyler, that's what you have to do if you're BC, to negate the legs of Blake Dag, that athleticism, bring a little bit of pressure. Sask had success with that exact same game plan against Dag in the first half.
100%. They're bringing that strong side linebacker. Yes, I love the way that BC has listed him as a defensive back, because that's what that position is now in Canadian football. Is essentially another halfback, but great job there by 5 as Blake Dag's going to drop back to throw. He's going to take the goal bar. He's got it! He's got it!
No! It's incomplete! Late flag! Late flag as well. 2 late flags. Houlihan was open.
Oh, and it went through the fingertips. The teammate-to-teammate connection. This, I think, is going to be on Manitoba. It's going to be roughness. in the territory of potentially hands to the face, as it looked like an offensive lineman was the one who did it. Number 52 is a bit distraught here from Manitoba. The young man out of the Sturgeon Heights program. His head coach, Hudson Barabo, is on his staff here. We'll see what the flag is. It was indicated to be against Manitoba.
we get another look at it, and just a little bit of miscommunication from that BC secondary. Nobody took the deep third there. Both of the deep, I think both DBs thought the other one had that deep third. Wide open was Houlihan. Tough look over the shoulder, but that's a play
that's a catchable football.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back. It wouldn't have mattered, I believe, because of the penalty.
So that was third down, so it's going to be declined. It'll be over on downs. That's what, 8th, 9th, 15th turnover here from Manitoba?
Yeah, that's 8 turnovers from this BC defense.
Yeah, shout out to these guys. They're balling. They're staying in this football game. Manitoba obviously doing a good job of remaining in this football game with all of those turnovers. Holy moly, that would have been an absolute ball from Houlihan to bring that one in. Unfortunately, it will fall incomplete. BC will take over on downs. We got 9 minutes left in a tied football game, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy it at home. Enjoy it in the stands. We're in for a finish, boys and girls.
The fans here at St. Vital Mustangs Field are loving it. And so are we in the booth, Tyler.
100%, my guy. As there a bit of an audible here from Dixon.
We've got Blake Dagg coming up to have a conversation with the coaching staff in the booth as we get back to play.
First play for big
close
yards.
To a first down. Late flag. Once again, we've got tons of laundry on the field once more.
Just based on the body language alone, I think this is going to go against Manitoba and number 42 in Gagnon, who's had himself a day from that middle linebacker position. Miscommunication in the backfield on this one. Broken play, going to go for about 8, as we will have that discussion with the officials here. We'll see as the head official here is going to make the decision. It's going to be roughness. It's going to be on BC. It's going to be just the one foul. Nothing going to go against Manitoba. So good job there for not taking the retaliation penalty by Gagnon. I don't think we're going to be able to see it, as it's going to be the tail end of the play. The big offensive lineman going to, I believe, just kind of jump on top of Gagnon after the fact. The ball is well and clear. That's something that we do not want to see in football anymore. It is against the flow of the ball. The ball's way, way, way gone downfield. It's just an unnecessary penalty. It's something BC has done a good job of cleaning up here this afternoon, Mike. Have not taken many self-inflicted wounds. This one's going to be a big one. It's going to be first down, 25 yards to go.
BC pushed all the way back to their own 16-yard line. Huge penalty. Manitoba has 3 DBs back near the first down marker, which is all the way up at the BC 43-yard line.
They're moving this up.
Now they're moving the ball up. Pushed up to the 20. Nope. We're still walking.
This is making sense here, guys. We're trying. So this is going to go back to the original line of scrimmage. So I guess it was offsetting URs. We didn't see anything otherwise. I'm confused. Manitoba's confused. Everybody's confused. Who cares? It's 2nd and 15, I guess. All right. Well, 2nd and 14. Not too sure how that makes a lot of sense. Mike, I'm at a loss for words here. I don't know what's going on, my guy. I don't know. I think
that's why the refs are still talking about it.
I don't know how you get to a 2nd and 14 in this situation.
The refs are still talking about it. There we go.
2nd and 15. So 2nd and 16. He moved it back again. So we're having a great time out here up in the booth. It's going to be 2nd and 16 for Team BC. Dixon's going to call us for the snap, and here you go, Mike.
It's going to be a carry to the outside, pushing ahead, moving, still on his feet. First down, BC. Once again, it's Roshan Dosanjh getting big-time yardage. Second time in this game that Dosanjh has made a play with his feet.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of Dosanjh in the first football game here for Team BC, but he has come in and just put on a bit of a clinic with a few big splash run plays. This one, that short side toss to the running back, does a great job of converting on 2nd and an area code. Going to be a first down here for Team BC, excuse me.
Listed as a linebacker on our roster.
Screen pass to the short side of the field. Number 18's got a whole lot of real estate. Going to be enough to move the chains. BC now marching as big number 18 has once again done his job. Nolan James having a big afternoon, both catching the ball and blocking, as Mike has been all over here this afternoon. Great job there by James. Short side receiver screen, taking that one for about 20 and a first down.
Yeah, that's my guy, Nolan James. Man, have I been impressed by his game today, blocking and catching the football. BC with a lot of those quick screens, slant routes through the air. Speaking of which, that's a loose ball. That was behind the line of scrimmage. That's a fumble, and that should be Manitoba football. BC was unaware offensively, as that was a swing screen behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a fumble. Manitoba football. Tyler, what a time to get a turnover.
What an absolute heads-up play by young man, Mr. Tursky. That ball on the swing screen, the officials are going to say it's a lateral. We'll see what the situation here is on the replay.
Yeah,
Ball's
let's take
going to
a
go
look.
up.
That's clearly behind the line of scrimmage.
That's definitely going to be very, very close to a lateral. Nonetheless, what an absolute heads-up play by Tursky to pick that one up just to be safe. Loose change, as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers team calls it, as they take advantage of situations like that. It's going to be a turnover. Manitoba back on the field. Blake Dagg at the pivot position.
Tyler, can you spare some change? First down, Manitoba. Dagg. He's got 4 guys at him. He gets away. Surges down the sideline to get a couple of yards. Once again, he's got all kinds of pressure in his face. He dips, he dives, he lunges away, and he gets a few yards when it looked like he was going to be stuffed for a sack.
He was dead to rights in the backfield, Mike. He made 3, maybe 4 different defenders miss. That's going to be the nicest 0-yard gain you're ever going to see. 1, 2, 3, whoop! See ya, outside, gonna be able to find the corner. Good job of stepping out, not taking the unnecessary hit. Like I said, the prettiest no gain you're gonna see in a long time.
Pistol again, Willie's the single back. Dagg calling the shots, trips to the strong side. Dagg's looking for a man. Great block up front, but it doesn't matter. BC's defensive line steps up. Ben Scott Curry and Mauricio Reyes on the stop.
Bit of a decision here coming for Team Manitoba, as Coach Chris Blagden's looking up to the booth to see exactly what they want to do. I believe they're going to keep the offense out on the field, as Coach Blagden will call into Blake Dagg for the play call. Here we go. Another absolutely pivotal moment late in this football game as we've ticked into the final half of this quarter. Blake Dagg in the pistol, Mike.
Absolutely. Dagg was talking to Riley Noyox on the sideline before this. We'll see what they draw up. Dagg going long.
Oh, he stopped running. Why'd you stop running?
It's incomplete.
Why'd you stop running?
Shea Kiasi had a step, but he, like you mentioned, Tyler, he kind of stood for a second, looked up, and watched the ball sail over his head. That's going to be a turnover on downs, the 9th turnover of the game, as this BC defense once again holds.
As you see, Blake Dagg's going to see Kiasi. He's the short side number 2 receiver, straight go route, cover 3 look. Blake sees him, as we're not going to get a good look on the replay, but Kiasi 100% dialed that down for some reason, and Blake just threw him on the go. Going to be a miscommunication there, going to result in a turnover. BC football, 5.5 minutes remaining as Dixon's back in. Going to be a swing screen out to James on the edge. Manitoba's going to do a good job rallying up. James is still going to make a couple guys miss. Get about 2. Going to be second down, 8 yards to go. I like that play call coming out of the turnover for Team BC. James has done a good job all afternoon at just being a bully and running people over, Mike.
He certainly has physical presence out there all game long for Team BC. Great size at 6'2", 170, but Makil Genya, also a physical force. 6', 202, stepped up and laid the leather. Second at 18, BC. Huge play, Tyler. Back to pass is Dixon.
Timing.
Incomplete. And hello, my name is McKill Gagnon. Once again, the Vincent Massey linebacker making a play.
Great job by the linebacker, indeed. The middle linebacker, the MAC linebacker, reading that sit-down timing route like an open book and breaking on the exact amount of time necessary as you see the big man out of Vincent Massey celebrating on this one. BC will... Look at this, Mike. We're going to see a special teams unit on the field.
We got a punt.
We got a punt.
We've seen a lot of third down attempts in this game.
Athletic therapist Jackie is in front of us here, and she loved that decision to see the punt team come out, or my reaction, one of the two. Onside player.
Oh, it's blocked. Jesus, Manitoba got their hands up.
Oh, fall on that football.
And who?
They're going to get the piling on.
Yeah, piling on penalty. That's a tough one to take. That was an avoidable penalty, Tyler.
That's like I said from the top here, Mike, self-inflicted wounds. BC has taken a couple of them. Granted, Manitoba's taken a handful of them on their own, right? Whether it's the penalties, whether it's the turnovers, this ball, I don't know how this isn't blocked. I believe it's number 81. And Isaac Dewick coming right up the field here. Has every, oh my goodness.
He
might have got a piece on his shin.
Got a little bit of that
knows?
ball.
Good job there by Manitoba falling on that undisciplined penalty with the piling on. Blake Dagg's going to have good field position. I believe right around the 47-yard line, 46-yard line to be exact. We'll see Dagg come out. We got 4 minutes, 26 seconds left in a tie football game. What more could you want?
Incredible game here at Mustangs Field 2020. Crunch time. Bronze medal on the line. Clock running at 4 minutes 20. Dagg back to pass with a man in his face. That's a great throw. Gain of about 8 yards, complete.
Good job there by Dagg. Once again, number 5 for Team BC in coming in off of the edge there. Good job by Willie to pick him up on the blitz. Blake Dagg sees blitz, throws blitz. Good sit timing route there from his wide side receiver.
That was Bryce Anderson.
By Bryce Anderson. Thank you there, Mike. Does a good job of getting about 7 here. Going to be second and very manageable for Team Manitoba as we tick inside of 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here this afternoon.
Rohan Badasha came with pressure. Dagg confidently delivered a tight ball. 2nd and 2. Dagg, he's going to step up, and this is going to come back due to a hold. Dagg is going to
2 holds.
Take it down the sideline. Huge gain. It doesn't matter. It's coming back. Multiple flags on the play, including at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be all for naught, Tyler.
Yeah, Blake Dagg showing what he does best when he can check down to his feet and get moving. There's going to be a hold on the LOS, the line of scrimmage here, as this is probably what sprung Mr. Dagg on that big play. And there's going to be a secondary flag. I believe they're both going to be holds. There's the one. First hold. There's the second one's a clip. Nonetheless, it's going to back him up here. It's going to be 2nd and 12, maybe 13. As after this is all said and done, as the BC coaching staff is looking for a bit of an explanation here from the officials. This one's going to come back for 10 yards, 2nd and 13 on deck for Manitoba. Blake Dagg doing everything he possibly can to keep his boys in this football game, Mike.
Absolutely, Tyler. Blake Dagg, if you're just joining us, injured in the first game against Sask, comes in the second half of this bronze medal game, delivers a touchdown drive, keeping basically every play alive that he's been in with his legs.
Unbelievable effort by this kid.
Just an absolute thrill. There's a reason why he is going to be the future, and that nickname has officially been coined today. Orlando Brown caught that one, but he had to go down to get it. Low throw.
I think you got a punt here, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically at the 3-minute warning. One play to the 3-minute. We'll get there on the punt. You got to kick it here.
I think you got to kick this. It's third and 15.
Especially with the way that this Toba
Zero
defense.
hesitation from Chris Blackton. We're going.
Okay.
Maybe not. Okay, timeout. All right. Okay, everybody take a deep breath.
I was about to say
Take a
they're
deep
rolling
breath
the
here.
dice, but just maybe not.
I mean, I don't hate the idea, right? Blake obviously threw the touchdown pass on 3rd and a mile there in the third quarter. It's going to be a dot. Blake is obviously out here talking to his head coach here in Chris Blagden as he's looking up to the press box to talk to his offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach Riley Nyox. What do you do? What's the play call? Do you go punt? Do you go?
Oh, they're thinking
about it. They're trying to see exactly where they are. You got 15 yards to go here, Coach. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Probably not, but it's going to be 3rd and 15. It's a clean 15 yards. We'll see what the decision here is coming out of the break, but my, oh my, what a football game this afternoon, Mike. Competitive football is what we wanted.
It's good. I think we're going for it, Tyler. Dag's going back on the field.
All right, Blake, let's see what you got, my guy. You did it once earlier.
Riley Nyox is trusting his quarterback here. It's a quarterback speaking to a quarterback, and this is going to be a big 3rd down for Manitoba, putting all their faith in Blake Dag to lead this team.
Oh, this might be the punt from we saw in the first game.
Oh yeah, good point. Yep, BC's reading it, and that is exactly what they're going to do.
Players, though.
Smart call from Manitoba. Good read from BC, and that one was muffed. Taking it up past the 30.
That's gotta be a clip.
No penalty called on what should have most likely been a clip, but holy dickens, staying on his feet. Daniel Lowe, but there's a flag on the play for
I think it should be a clip. I think the ref couldn't get his hold of his flag just by the looks of it, but that was 100% a blindside block. I like that decision to punt the ball there. I really do. I think you got to try to flip the field a little bit, make BC go and earn it.
Penalties on Manitoba.
Oh boy, this is big. This is big, Michael. This is big.
Whoo!
Let's see here. As we're going to get the muff, and here comes the clip from the right side of the screen. Excuse me, that's definitely okay. Well, it wasn't called. Nonetheless, we will continue on here. The penalty is going to go against Manitoba, as you stated there, Mike. No, it's going to go back.
The refs had gestured to Manitoba. Now
which didn't make a whole lot of sense. So yeah,
it will be a clip.
So we're inside 3 minutes. We're going to stop talking about the officials.
Reed Dixon, empty backfield, looking to pass.
That's
close. Yeah, that's going to be illegal contact.
I don't know how he throws this penalty flag.
Yeah, I mean,
Riley Francie is not impressed.
The far side official making the call there. Close contact, just a little bit tight. I believe they're going to call up Manitoba for illegal contact just a little bit too soon, getting into the receiver. And Riley Francie is,
not
you can
happy.
hear him screaming
not happy.
from the other side of the booth. We are
this
right
will be a first down for Team BC.
He is not happy right now.
Arguably pretty good timing, maybe a smidge early. I'm just uncertain as to how that official throws that flag from the other side of the field.
I want to just...
But as I said, I'm not talking about officials anymore.
That's not our place to do that.
I'm going to put my hands at my side, and I'm going to talk about the football game.
They're going to move the ball ahead 5 yards.
15.
Excuse me, 15 yards.
Yeah.
Legal contact, just a little bit too quick. I mean, yes.
It's bang for sure. Okay, where are we putting the football,
myself,
guys?
Tyler. It's it's a bang play. But again, the DB was right there when the ball was being thrown a little bit too soon, getting into the receiver's area. And now we've got a little bit of a delay.
How did this go up 2 yards? It's okay. They're giving it a spot foul, whatever. 1st and 10, Team BC spot foul, 2 yard difference. Here we go.
Dixon, he's going for it. Intercepted, picked off by Manitoba.
Devon Jones
making a huge play for Manitoba. Stepping up from the safety position. He's been on the money all game long, and Manitoba takes this football in BC territory, Tyler.
Holy moly, what a job by the free safety. Timing route from Dixon. Gonna be a misplaced football on the go route. We'll see Devon Jones come in and just pick that one off. Play center field. I know that varsity defensive backs coach Chris Ruiz is watching this game thinking, well, can he come play varsity for me this year? Because that was an absolute play by Devon Jones. Giving the ball back to Blake Dag. 2.5 minutes left in this football game. Manitoba field position. 45-yard line inside BC territory.
Nolan James was the intended target. I don't think he saw the football coming. Dag Option, swings it outside, trying to get some yardage. Nothing there. Stop for a loss on that swing pass to Bryce Anderson. Once again, it is Rohan Badasha stepping up. He's had himself a day, Tyler.
Yeah, Rohan Badasha had himself a day on Wednesday. He's showing it again here this afternoon. I believe Blake Dagg wanted to throw that one deep. Good job by the defensive secondary. Blake Dagg does a good job just recognizing, getting the ball out of his hands into his playmaker. See if his boy can do anything. Unfortunately not for Team Manitoba. Going to be 2nd and 11 here for Blake Dagg in the Manitoba offense.
Empty backfield. Dagg feels the pressure, steps
How?
up, gets
How?
away from first contact. Blake Dagg
Holy
still on his
moly!
feet. Blake Dagg into the red zone. Once again, Tyler, that young man does it with his feet when he looked like he was dead to rights.
Has no business getting out of the pocket, let alone getting the first down, let alone scampering up the sidelines for about 30 yards. Holy moly, Blake Dagg, defender in his grill. See ya. Head and shoulders, goodbye. I'm taking it around. Good block on the edge by his receiver and teammate.
Yes,
Blake
Willie as well. Like you mentioned, Tyler. Malik Willie with an exceptional block as well to spring Dagg for an additional 10 on the play.
Instant field position, red zone, Manitoba's offense. Going to be a miscommunication in the backfield. He has a receiver open. There it is! Touchdown, Manitoba!
Team Manitoba takes the lead with a $1:43 to go in this football game. It's Everett Houlihan. Second touchdown of the day for that young man. It looked like that play was broken, like there was nothing there, but Tyler, once again, Dagg, we'll get a look at the replay, making it happen.
Miscommunication in the backfield on the play action fake. It don't matter. Blake's rolling to his left, flips his hips, receiver sitting all by himself. Busting the BC coverage. Everett Houlihan for number 2. Take the lead. 26-20. Manitoba.
Comfort no good.
That is a massive point here, Michael. We got 1:43 on the clock. BC down 6, not 7. Will that come into play? What an effort by 3. Blake Dagg.
The future Blake throws a dagger into the end zone. That was fantastic work. Second touchdown pass of the day. Oak Park to Oak Park. 8 Oak Park Raiders, Tyler, on this roster. 8, the most of any program in Manitoba on this U16 roster. Showing out here today, and Dagg is on the sideline talking to Coach Riley Noyox like he's been doing, Tyler, the entire game in the second half, constantly going and chatting up with his coach about what to run on the following sequence.
What an effort from the kid. Holy moly, that scramble. No business, rolling to his left, flipping his hips and just firing it to his teammate in Houlihan. Short kick for Manitoba. Good job by, your boy James.
Keeps his legs going.
Field position for BC. Mike, take it away.
Wow. What an absolute barn burner we've got going on here. BC with great field position. This game is nowhere near done. Still 1:43 to go. 6-point game. Interesting decision on the short kick there from Manitoba. James, especially one of the best players in this, not only just today, but overall this entire weekend, picks up that one, moves forward. BC, clock running, 1:43 and counting to go. Here's Reed Dixon. He's going to hand it off on first down. Pushing ahead for about 4 yards. It's Akshan Gill.
Yeah, that play's been good. High success point here for Team BC this afternoon. That short side toss play to the running back there on that one. Only going to get up about half the distance there. They're going to get 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. They're going to go no huddle. Expect BC to move fast here and try to get some bang, bang, bang play.
Dixon, second down, throwing, batted down at the line of scrimmage. That one put to the floor
Brock
from Manitoba. And once again, it is Brock Cramble who has been fantastic. Both of these Toba defensive ends have enacted their will at times. We've seen Hunter Tursky step up. Brock Cramble stepping up all game long, getting the big mitts up there. Absolutely not, he says.
Great job. If you can't get there, get your hands up. The Interlake Thunder product does just that. Says not today. That timing road ain't gonna be there today. I'm getting my big mitts up and we are shutting it down. This right here is pretty much the football game, Mike. Third down, 5 yards to go on the midfield stripe.
6'2", 210 Brock Cramble, repping St. Andrews, Manitoba out of the Interlake Thunder, showcasing the talent coming out of the rural Manitoba Football League. Huge play. And like you said, Tyler, this could be the ball game. 1:26 to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 5. What do you do here if you're Team BC?
I think you got to get Dixon out on the edge. He does a really good job of moving the pocket. He has the option to go with his feet. The timing roads have been hit and miss. When they're there, they're there. But when they're not, they have not been, right? We'll see here. Dixon in the gun. Going to be a straight. He's going to roll out to his right. Going to look for a receiver. It's going to be incomplete. Team Manitoba will take over on downs. 121. BC is out of timeouts.
Hunter Tursky stepping up again. This Manitoba front seven has been a problem all game long. Tursky with the pressure. That one goes incomplete. Manitoba football at midfield. Like you mentioned, Tyler, BC does not have any timeouts left. Toba can ground and pound their way to a win.
1 first down ices this football game. That's exactly it, Mike. 1:21 on the clock. They will need 1 converted first down. The most BC can hope for is getting the ball back within and around 20 seconds if they can get 2 stops on this possession. But like I said, a first down ices this football game here, as Manitoba is short a receiver.
Interesting. First down, Team Manitoba. Willie cuts it up, gains 2. Again, the tackle made by Rohin Badasha.
I don't know if they've noticed that they're short a receiver just yet, but nonetheless, there he is. Orlando Brown's going to be the guy to come back on the field. It's going to be about 2.5 yards here, as we're going to have an offensive lineman down for Manitoba. Keep in mind that off the top of the broadcast, we did not mention Manitoba had an offensive lineman go down in warm-ups, so they were down to only 6 offensive linemen dressed and ready to play in this football game. So that depth is currently being tested at the most pivotal moment here, as big number 52 looks to be okay, walking off under his own power, but will be out of this game for 3 plays. Big play call coming on 2nd and 8 with 1 minute 15 seconds. Clock will roll on the official's indication here, so don't expect this ball to be snapped till about 56, 57 seconds on the clock. 3 receivers to Blake Diggs, wide side right. 2 receivers to his short side left. Gonna be no pressure look out of the BC defense. Gonna bring 1 late. Gonna be a short side handoff to Willie. Gonna be a good job there by BC.
Don't go on the bounds. Oh, Willie goes out of bounds on the play.
So BC's gonna get a best case scenario here, as it will be 3rd down, 5 yards to go, 55.5 remaining. But it looks to be no indication here. Oh, no, yeah, I can hear special teams coordinator, Hudson Barabo, yell for the punt team, which I do think is the correct call here. You take the punt, you try to pin BC down deep with under 1 minute left in this football game. Expect BC to go after this, Mike. They don't have any timeouts left.
Absolutely. It is boom or bust here for BC.
100%.
Manitoba is 55.6 seconds away from their first medal at the U16 Western Challenge since 2018. But BC
Punt
has
safe.
something to say about that. It's Dag, punts this one away. It's Baraka Gibson taking it.
He's got room
He's
out there.
got space to the outside. He's got multiple blockers. Gibson still on his feet. No flags down. Gibson up past the 40-yard line. BC's got lots of time, Tyler, 41 seconds.
Great return there by number 20. I believe had 2 first-half interceptions. Been quiet here in the second half, but does exactly what he needs to do in the punt-safe look for Team BC. Gonna be a, what do we got, 50, 67 yards to pay dirt here for Team BC to attempt to win this football game with just under 41 seconds remaining here in this football game. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. We got a finish coming.
BC's got great size at the receiver position. They've got a guy in Reed Dixon who has a sensational arm. That one is complete. First down, BC into Manitoba territory all the way down to the 50. Owen McDougall on a Terry Fox secondary in Maple Ridge, BC. 32 seconds on the clock.
Obviously, BC going to be no yard. Just a timing sit route. Missed tackle by the Manitoba secondary.
Clock's running.
Dixon back under center.
27 and counting. Dixon back to pass. That one batted down at the line, caught off of the tip, trying to find some space is McDougall. He breaks away from 2 players, eventually taken down by Cramble. We've got a Manitoba player down, but Tyler, there's only 14 seconds left. That play took a lot of time.
Yeah, that's one of those heads-up situations where you would like to see that one kind of just fall aimlessly to the ground. I believe there's some laundry on the far side of the field as Tursky was able to get up under his own power. No official notice that he was down, so he's going to be okay to continue on here as the huddle is in effect as to what the penalty is going to be. It came in at the tail end there, as you see in the replay at home. Head official about to make the decision. It's going to be a hold against
Yep, this
BC.
one's coming back.
Yeah, you back him up 100% of the time here. You back him up. It's going to be 1st and 20. We are inside of 14 seconds, Mike.
Tyler,
14-3.
Yeah, Tyler, you've got to go deep here. You got to go deep, and I think you got to try and throw it up to one of your big-time targets. Look deep on this one, Jeremiah Asuncion as
James.
well as Nolan James.
Yeah.
I think you got to throw it up for one of those two. You need to give your quarterback, Reed Dixon, time to get outside the pocket, let those receivers get downfield, and give them a chance. Manitoba, of course, is in that prevent look on defense. You've got your playmaking safety.
I think you back everybody up here. There's no reason to do anything.
Of course you do. Yep, that's a no-brainer.
They got 2 plays if they go quick. Oh, bad snap. Shot.
Dixon going long. It's up. Incomplete. Clear pass interference.
It's a 15-yard penalty in minor football. It is not a spot foul. Keep that in mind. This ball will be placed at the Manitoba 45-yard line. BC going to have 5.8 on the clock. 2 plays if they go really, really, really quick.
With the way this one has been going, Tyler, I think this very well might be the last play of the game.
Yeah, it's like 6 seconds to get 2 plays is gonna be tough. Like yeah, you're not wrong there, Mike. But they're in range. Dixon has an arm. He can get this ball 45 yards into the end zone. Do you see something tricky? Do we see a whole bunch of laterals? Do we see the schoolyard play here, right? Time will tell. Manitoba's just going to sit back, put all 7, 8 guys on the goal line, let them figure it out from there. I don't even know. Rush 1, rush 2. Yep. You don't have to do anything. Just sit there and spy and back up,
and
right?
If you're BC, again, just throw it up to one of your big-time targets. Just give your guys a shot. Give James a chance.
Riley Francie has taken a timeout. He wants to discuss with his defensive captains. I don't hate the decision here. See the formation coming from Team BC. It was just a regular ace strong, 3 to the strong side right, 2 to the short side left. But if I put myself in Riley Francie's shoes right now, I tell everybody to back up. Back up, and back up some more until you see the goal line on your toes. They got nothing else. Keep everything in front of you. You get a great look here at defensive coordinator Riley Francie talking to the defensive captains. Alongside him is defensive back coach Sam Andrade and head coach Chris Blagden, just communicating with the D-line, DB, and linebacker captains respectively here, telling them, hey, just back up, man. Go play football. Keep everything in front of you. Keep it simple. Don't think too much. Just go out there, do your jobs. Get yourself a bronze medal for the first time in 7 years, Michael.
Absolutely. Manitoba at home looking to bring home a medal for the first time since 2018. It's all or nothing. This will be most likely the last play of the game. Let's see what BC draws up. Manitoba's got everyone back. They are lining up for at the line of scrimmage. Everyone else drops deep. Reed Dixon throws it up. 3 flags are on the field. Tipped and incomplete. Flags won't matter. Should be holding on BC.
We will see.
But we'll wait just to make sure.
The entirety of the Manitoba coaching staff is holding the boys back here to wait for this indication, as it's going to be hold on BC. Manitoba wins. Manitoba wins. Bronze medal for the hosts. For the U16 Manitoba football team, for the first time in 7 years, Manitoba's on the podium.
At home, Team Toba gets it done. Head coach Chris Blagden, congratulations to Manitoba's coaching staff and players on a job well done in an absolute thriller, Tyler. And it was Blake Dagg that came in the second half through 2 touchdown passes, including the game winner. Blake throws a dagger to get the win for Manitoba.
What a performance from number 3, Blake Dagg. His first offensive possession, let's not forget, he scrambles for like 35 yards out of nowhere, and on 3rd and 15, throws a dot to the end zone for 6. He comes back in the second half, runs for his life on multiple occasions, and then Dagg goes to the end zone to his teammate in Houlihan, puts the dagger in to Team BC, 26-20, Manitoba for bronze.
What a classic at St. Vital Mustangs Field. Incredible back and forth game. BC showed a lot of heart. Their defense was incredible. 9 turnovers from BC, but Manitoba playing with heart, playing with passion, playing the way that they do it in the prairies. Gritty football, Tyler, got the job done here.
What a performance all around to overcome these 9 turnovers, as you stated there, Mike, as we're getting the boys lined up on their respected 45s. Gonna go out on a limb. Blake Dagg's getting offensive MVP in this football game. Just a shot in the dark there, Mike, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong. BC came into this tournament and performed. They came in off of a loss on Wednesday, and they put on a show here this afternoon. All the props in the world to the boys from the Pacific Coast. Came out here and absolutely balled out this afternoon in Winnipeg. Keep your heads held high, Team BC. Great job.
Defensive player of the game being handed out here to BC. And it's Trey Jackman getting the recognition. A little bit of confusion, actually.
He's listed as a running back.
Incorrect, and they're going to make an adjustment.
I think they give it to 21 or number 5.
Yeah, it's Rohan Badasha, number 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was all over the field.
Deserves it. Number 5.
Yeah, all over the field.
It's okay. We figured it out up here. He's going to get his rightfully earned Defensive Player of the Game trophy from Rick Hankowitz here, as Mike mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a Manitoba football legend.
Absolutely. Former multiple-time commissioner of the Winnipeg High School Football League. Developed a great relationship with the media, did a great job of growing the game, elevating the presence, also elevating the exposure for all athletes.
You love to see this out of Badasha. Going to go shake every single coach's hand on the Team Manitoba sideline. That is class and character from the young man. I love to see that.
Absolutely. Just a true class act.
Reed Dixon
Throw him
going to get it
Badasha.
for the offensive side of the field. Badasha's going to continue down, shake the entire team's hands. This is what you like to see in a loss, a hard-fought football game. And these young men from BC absolutely balled here this afternoon. Heads held high. Great show of respect here from Team BC.
Absolutely. Reed Dixon was fantastic. All of the quarterbacks we saw this weekend were phenomenal. Dixon keeping multiple plays alive with his feet, getting the ball downfield, connecting with many different receivers. A lot of those big body wrecks, making plays. But Manitoba's defense as well, physical all game long, and one of those men right there,
Yes.
Hunter Tursky,
100%.
got his big mitts up on a variety of occasions. 6'5", the tallest player on that defense. Quite frankly, tallest player in the entire roster. 6'5", 218 on a Lorette, Manitoba.
Yeah, great performance there from Tursky. The Tursky family,
Oh, boy.
very, very prominent
Yes,
in this
they
football
are.
community in Manitoba. Good job there by, I believe, the youngest member of the Tursky football family, if my memory does serve me correct. But great job, as you mentioned, Mike, all over the field here this afternoon for the young man playing for the Dakota Lancers. And he's going to show his sign of respect and do what Badasha did and shake everybody's hands.
For this Dakota Lancers program, JV champions, multiple years in a row, back to back, and they've got the future on their hands too with a lot of these studs on here, including Tursky. And Tyler, no-brainer, it's Blake Dagg, offensive MVP.
Hey, there's a headset in that helmet, Blake. Be nice to your stuff. Obviously, much deserved here. Blake Dagg came off the bench and showed why this kid is as good as he is touted to be. 2 touchdowns, scrambled forever, coming in off of the injury. The utmost respect shown here for Blake Dagg out of Oak Park. This kid is something special, as we will get the presentation of the bronze medals here to Team Manitoba. And don't forget at home, ladies and gentlemen, we got a gold medal game in about 85 minutes at 1:30 Central Time.
I think we're going to be a bit delayed.
Might be a smidge, might be closer to 1:45, maybe 2. But we'll see what happens here, as we are going to get the medal presentation on the field for the bronze medalists in Team Manitoba.
Congratulations to Team Manitoba. Head coach Chris Blagden and staff and these sensational players. First medal in 7 years for Team Toba.
So we're going to go numerically down the roster here for Manitoba and call them out for their medals here. We're going to have a few minutes on the clock as we see all the young men come out and graciously accept their bronze medals. Great performances all the way around from all of these young athletes here from Manitoba and the surrounding communities, Winnipeg and the surrounding communities. And there is your MVP, Blake Dagg, coming in to accept his medal.
Dagg, one of 8 Oak Park Raiders on the roster for Manitoba, most of any program. Fantastic work. Over 20 programs represented on this Manitoba roster.
Yeah, you love to see that kind of diversity, right? BC in the same situation, multiple teams, multiple different programs indicated and shown, lots of different helmets. Cassie's got to take his helmet off to get his medal there.
Yeah, Kiasi, he had a really great game against Sask. A bit quieter today, but still got the ball in his hands multiple times. A difference maker for Manitoba. AJ Bangura, of course, limited. Did not play after getting injured, but he was sensational when he was in game. I hope that it's nothing serious for him as he goes back to his side. Bangura, Dagg, also a huge interception for Manitoba from
Devon Jones.
Devon Jones, another one of those Oak Park studs. Future is certainly bright, as Oak Park and Dakota, Tyler, have certainly battled at that JV level back and forth.
Back-to-back
championship appearances.
Both obviously won by Dakota. Dakota and Oak Park played in a classic of a semi in the varsity varsity semifinals 2 years ago, played in the finals last year, which it was 5-2 until the last minute of that football game. Absolutely phenomenal game all the way around. Two powerhouse programs here represented very, very well in Oak Park and Dakota here as we continue into the medal ceremony here for Manitoba. What a performance for the boys in black and gold.
Next game is at 2:15 for those wondering. We are currently at 1:07, so they're going to give it just a little over an hour until we get to our start time.
Understandably
which,
so.
yeah, I mean, it would not be fair to anybody involved in the game prior to start at 1:30. Give these guys the right opportunity to get their warm-ups in, make sure that everyone is loose. 2:15 start for the gold medal game, a rematch between Alberta and Saskatchewan.
When this game was any indication, next one, I just got a text message from Blake Dagg's dad, Brian, saying, wow, what a performance from his son here this afternoon. My goodness, Alberta and Saskatchewan, you got to follow up, and I think that game is going to have everything this game had and more. Two powerhouse provinces, two run games that were on full display in their games on Wednesday, two defenses that pitched shutouts on Wednesday night. Mike,
Tyler,
this game, like, what are we going to see this afternoon to follow this one up?
Absolutely, Tyler. Your broadcast of 55 from Sask on the pancake went viral.
Boy. Yeah,
from a few days ago.
Yeah, you and Pickering, my guy. I've never been so disappointed to see a penalty flag than I was to see that one there. We'll see if he has a repeat performance on the counter pull again. But yeah, Mike, like Jordan Filippelli's squad from Alberta coming in, just balling. The team out of Saskatchewan always going to be good. 4-time back-to-back gold medalists, right? They're here to defend as we're almost through the conclusion here of the awards ceremony to Team Manitoba. Like we had said, 2:15 approximate kickoff for that next football game here this afternoon. Let Alberta and Saskatchewan warm themselves up in an appropriate manner as we have a picture-perfect day in southern Winnipeg for a gold medal final after an absolute barn-burning thriller for bronze.
This one lived up to the hype, and there's Hunter Tursky getting his medal. Defensive player of the game for Manitoba, and Everett Neal, the last player, getting his medal.
I love the guys hopping out there with
totally
the leg injuries.
Just grinding.
Injuries don't matter when you win a game like that, right? So good job by the boys there for sure.
And the coaches as well getting their medals. They're going to come in and receive individually their medals one at a time, and that's going to give us a chance to close this game off. Thank you so much for joining us here on Football Canada's YouTube page. Just a reminder, the gold medal game goes at 2:15. Approximately. We will catch you then. Stay tuned.